Radio. The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken.
Wow.
You can see him on The Herd, weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 in the Fox.
I was like, what's that Michael Jackson song? Yeah, beat it. I ain't got time for that. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, business fluctuations make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com, find a location near you. That's expresspros.com. And Rich.
Yeah, buddy.
On a sad note, I just want to throw this out there. You know I'm a fight fan.
Yeah.
Arturo Gotti's teenage son passed away at the age of 17, and they found him in an eerily situation, like same situation that they found his dad in when his dad died. So 17-year-old kid and promising boxer died, and the story's developing. So just throwing that out there. If you're a fight fan, you remember all the joy that Arturo Gatti brought you, some of those legendary battles.
Oh, by the way, not to downplay that terrible story.
No, it's fine. It's just a developing story that's just breaking in the past hour or so.
I have a retraction. Your Yankee game starts in 17 minutes.
Oh.
7:08 Eastern, 4:08 Pacific. So we get out of here in 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to have to listen to the first inning or so on the radio. As you drive your daughter around anywhere she wants to go. Dad, I want Starbucks. Dad, drop me a cheerleading. Dad.
And then Dodgers at 6:08 p.m. our time on the West Coast.
Now, I hope all your teams win. We'll talk about it tomorrow, and we'll also do a little old school when 50 hits. We reminisce on Thursdays, so join us tomorrow. But you did a little NBA tease, so you got to give some little payoff here.
Yeah, no, I was saying there's this is a story.
Maybe we can continue tomorrow.
And it has to do with growing a few inches.
Whoa.
That's what she said. Now, you've heard these stories before. Danny, I'm sure since you're more versed in the NBA world than we are, you always hear these stories of some of these guys that are NBA stars, went to college, 6'1", and somehow sophomore year or, middle of college, they just...
Or between junior, senior year,
one
they
summer,
sprouted 6 inches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Some of the rookies in the NBA still growing.
My wife always tells a story about her cousin, who I know is like some 30-year-old beast who's like 6'6". They're like, oh, cousin, Charles, he was like 5'10", went to college, and all of a sudden...
Oh, they called him Pipsqueak.
Yeah, all Pipsqueak. And just when you thought this guy couldn't get any more big and dominant, because he is starting to fill out. And as you know, when some of these big, lanky guys start filling out, they become even more dominant, put a little muscle mass on. They become men. Wemby is now listed in the Spurs media guide as 2 inches taller. Some places are saying he went from 7'3" to 7'5". And conservatively, some are saying, no, 7'3" to 7'4.5". So,
well, you know how tall he was when he was a freshman? 6'7".
Stop it.
6'7".
And you know what's crazy? He's 21, and they say it's very rare for men to grow after the age of 21.
That's what I thought, but I have seen it in my personal life, too. People grow like that. So many questions here, but you think the guy is big enough, and he can't get any better. Wembanyama just grew 2 inches in the offseason? What in the hell? He must be wearing height-increasing Nikes.
He looked like a giraffe when I saw him at that NBA event we went to in Vegas.
It's unbelievable. Like, Covino, you joked about something. Covino goes, you ever think a guy like Wemby will try to master some unconventional play because he's so long and tall that what if he just took off from the three-point line and almost did almost a finger roll because he could probably jump almost so far that or some type of little pump fake move where it's a 3-pointer. Because no one has his size.
Absolutely, it would be.
No one has his size and agility. No one's ever been 7'5" that has
3-point finger roll. It's coming soon.
Maybe said it first.
Yeah. Wait. He's still growing. It's possible. His arms are going to stretch out like Michael Jordan.
What he's saying is that if Michael Jordan could slam from
if
Michael Jordan could slam from the free throw line, Wemby could do some type of finger roll or short range, like floater or something. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll talk more about it tomorrow.
Maybe so.
But props to him. He's still growing.
Hey,
we're Covino and Rich. Enjoy the rest of your games tonight.
Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land. Go Yankees.
Go Dodgers.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
New car prices going up? You're not imagining it. That shiny new ride just got even more expensive, making it tougher than ever to justify trading in. But here's the good news. Maaco can make your current car look and feel new again for a fraction of the cost. From fresh paint to light bodywork, we help you get more out of what you already own and love. Book your free estimate online or visit your nearest Maaco today. Free estimates, friendly service, fast turnaround. Better get Maaco.
FS1.
Call your friends and ask how they doing.
To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details.
Boom. Trust your eyes.
FS1. And now, here's a little something that you missed from the Ben Maller Show.
We have avoided it long enough. So how do you dissect the rotting carcass of Joe Flacco being repackaged across the state of Ohio? Little in-state commerce as he goes from the Browns to the Bengals. All right, so my first thought on this, the Bengals making the trade. This is unbelievable. This is crazy. So this is the dictionary definition of to make a trade just to make a trade. You make a change just to make a change, right? It's a lateral move right into the landfill. You were already heading towards the landfill, and you've now made the move a little faster. You put a little pedal to the metal there. Trash out, garbage in. Trash out, garbage in. Right there. So the Cincinnati front office, I love this. So in the cartoon bubble in my head, I want to see if you agree with me on this. So in the cartoon bubble in my head, the Bengals front office and coaching staff, they're like, well, publicly, we have unwavering support for Jake Browning. Privately, they were essentially cold calling other NFL front offices like a telemarketer at dinner time and saying, hey, hi, this is Joe Blow from the Cleveland Browns. Do you have any washed-up quarterbacks that are lying around collecting dust that we can have? And so they called every team, and then the last one they called was the Cleveland Browns. And Cleveland was trying not to laugh, the front office there. They said, sure, we got a guy. We got a guy for you, no problem.
To get the rest of what Big Ben said, podcast it by searching The Ben Maller Show. And as always, you can hear The Ben Maller Show weekdays from 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Hey! This is The Jason Smith Show.
Check this out.
Pay attention. With Mike Harmon.
Oh, don't tell me LeBron is in the stunt casting part of his career now. This season is just going to be so awkward with LeBron and the Lakers because he doesn't want to be there. They don't want him there, but they have no choice but to work together because LeBron had the option. He opted in because he's not taking less money from anywhere, right? That's the one thing stopping LeBron from really having the end of his career that he wants to is that, no, I'm not taking less money. It's going to be so awkward until the sides hit a breaking point, and that is if things aren't going well for the Lakers by the deadline, it's going to be if we can send LeBron to Cleveland and Cleveland sends something to us and this is where, okay, we'll do it. If we can, if the Mavericks are really good and we can send LeBron to Dallas and he goes there for 2.5 months, whatever it is, we'll do it, right? If we have to send LeBron, so we will do it. It's going to be a breaking point.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Dan Patrick.
You ready?
Yay!
Dan Patrick. Always saying the right things.
Here's my thought process with this. If I had abs, just think about it.
And always asking the right questions.
You don't have to answer it. I have to ask the question.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
I want publicity.
Doing radio the only way he knows how. Listen weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Right here on Fox Sports Radio. The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken.
Wow.
You can see him on The Herd, weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 in the Fox Sports app. What you need to know.
October baseball continues, and the Tigers are still alive.
Riley Green, fly ball, right center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly! Gone! How about it? Riley Green's first of the postseason delivers a 4-3 lead for the Tigers in the sixth.
You just heard on the Tigers radio network, Detroit scored 9 unanswered runs in their 9-3 win in Game 4 over the Mariners. Game 5 will take place in Seattle on Friday. The Cubs are trying to stay alive in the NLDS. It's Game 3, and they're up right now against the Brewers 4-2, bottom of the 5th inning. The Guardian reports that University of North Carolina head football coach Bill Belichick has been in talks with the school about his buyout options, as he could be on the verge of leaving the school. I'm Monty Bolaños.
One guy is happily divorced. One guy is happily married. One guy gets called daddy by his 3 beautiful daughters. One guy gets called daddy after a credit card approval. One guy won a state high school basketball championship. One guy only covered a state high school basketball championship. One guy does voiceovers for fast food chains. One guy only eats fast food. Does this seem weird to anybody else?
Crazy!
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's odd couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
Welcome in. Oh, my goodness gracious. And with that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Thank you, LeBron. No matter how you listen in.
Not Hennessy.
Fox Sports Radio. FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, live.
Do it.
Live
We'll do
on
it
YouTube.
live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Do it.
LeBron's the greatest of all time.
Do it.
I just threw up in my mouth. All right, say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say it again.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
Say it again.
Kelvin Washington.
Say it again.
I need some more enthusiasm. You act like it's a Thursday, like Tyser Tower Trivia is coming up or something.
Oh, wow. All right, we are indeed the odd couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington, on this Worship Wednesday. And you'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio program on the planet.
Ben Maller.
At least when people are still awake.
I'm a fun
Write
guy.
it down, commit it to memory.
I don't even know where you are.
877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there who can't figure out the numbers and letters together, 877-996-6369.
I'm a fun guy.
Whenever somebody says that, I'm a fun guy, you already know.
I mean,
I'm a fun guy.
can't tell you everything about
But I
me.
don't even know where you are.
Some things you just have to ask me.
Right. I can't give you the whole spiel.
The whole thing.
No, he said spiel.
I can't give you the whole spiel. I don't even know where you.
Where is that, Alex? I don't know where you are.
I don't even know.
I can't give you the whole spiel.
Well, I don't feel like there's a long spiel, Kawhi. Why you're such a fun and exhilarating guy.
But I don't even know where you are. I don't even know you are.
Man, like a long. And in fact, okay, last thing, and we know it's the laugh, but it's the fact that his mouth is barely moving, like it looks painful, like somebody put a gun to the back and said, "You better laugh."
You'd like people to know about you.
Oh, it's the funniest thing ever.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball.
That's all they got.
I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Where does that come from?
Why did him not know where it's sitting be that funny? I don't even know where you're sitting at.
All
right, let's go. It's gonna be one of them days.
All right, it is. And
crying.
If you hear feedback on the line, you know it's your fault. It means only one thing.
One thing. You forgot to turn down the radio.
That's right. With that said, always remember.
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweetie Beanie.
All right, man, let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. He is Kelvin
Washington.
I ain't got nothing to say, but I'm ready to roll.
Let's do it.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
All right, for over 40 years, TireRack.com has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive, shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installations. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. You're good? Ready to roll?
Ready. I'm ready to do it, man. Happy hump day, halfway through the week, Worship Wednesday. Let's get it going. I'm excited. We got baseball last night was amazing. Baseball today was amazing. We'll see what this other game. And most importantly, game 3 of the WNBA Finals, baby. Let's go, Rob G. Let's go. Your Vegas
this time
Aces.
Alex, they're so phony. Like that like they're watching the WNBA Finals.
Rob G, what were we talking about earlier today? We were on the phone talking about it. He was like, I know we can't lead with this because Rob ain't into it.
But if Asia Wilson's at the nail, things are going to happen.
She had 20 in the first half.
If we were leading with that would be my last day on the radio program.
No, that would be the day the Lions, the Monday after the Lions won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay. And I kicked the plug out in intensive care.
I've been working with you over a year now. That was by far, that had me driving home in tears. When you said you would pull your own life support plug.
I don't want to know that it was a final. You know what I mean?
That had me crying.
There was a chance I died and they lost, you know what I mean, or something that I didn't know that they won for sure. All right.
That was funny.
My goodness gracious. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. Wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Rob G, the very lying WNBA loving producer.
He said he had the Mercury tonight.
Yeah, okay. What's the spread, Rob G? Give me the spread.
3.5.
Yeah, okay. You just guessed. It ain't no 3.5. He didn't even look.
No, it went up. It's 4.5.
Yeah, he didn't even look.
Right there. It's 4.5.
Because sharp money came in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4.5 now. The hair agent was going crazy.
That's crazy. They bet $8 on this game. That's crazy. All right. Alex is our engineer. Monty Bolaños is at the anchor desk.
Yeah.
She'll keep us updated throughout the program. And, of course,
she went to go switch her outfit for YouTube.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Is our social media guru.
I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself.
I can't give you the whole spiel.
I don't even know.
Who uses
I just can't give you a whole spiel.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
I need somebody to text me. Hey, yo, I'm in the restaurant. We waiting on you. The next time we have our meetup, I'm texting all y'all.
I don't know.
I don't even know where you're sitting at. All right, let's go. This is going to be the dumbest show ever. I can already tell.
Here we go. All right.
All right, let's get to it.
Rob G, Bill Belichick. Oh, my goodness gracious. Just let's get to it. More stuff coming out. Now there's even talk Rob G, that maybe there's something could happen here.
Yes, sir. Ollie Connolly from The Guardian. Now, if you don't know who that is, you should know because we talked about it on this show. He had Bill Belichick to North Carolina a full week before anybody else did. My man is, if he's not plugged in everywhere, he's definitely plugged in this situation with Bill Belichick with North Carolina. He reported about 2 hours ago. This is a lengthy, I want to read this verbatim because this is some gnarly information. According to sources, Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina. He signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with either another team or in the media. But it gets worse, guys. Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the playoff hunt about taking on roles during the postseason. According to one anonymous coach, quote, "The rats are leaving the ship." Some staffers believe the change will come within 2 weeks. There's also been reports of serious recruiting violations that are currently under investigation at UNC. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. And here's another one. Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as, quote, "weird and distant" by multiple members of the current coaching staff. Multiple coaches were actually unable to get a hold of him during their recent bye week. One UNC defensive assistant said, quote, "what we've done to these kids is effed up."
My goodness. I said this, and you could go look it up on YouTube, seriously, that this was going to end badly and this was a mistake from jump. I was never with it. And then even yesterday I said that they should move on from him because there's no long-term plan here. This is a terrible car wreck. We knew that was happening. We knew with the nepotism and the cronyism and the girlfriend in the mix and a 73-year-old coach trying to coach college kids and North Carolina not being a football school, getting your butts kicked up and down the field, right? It's just been a total disaster. I don't know how at any point, any situation that Bill Belichick really thought this was going to work or this was a good idea. I never bought into it. I'm not surprised. And they should come to some sort of agreement so that Bill Belichick can get on, with going to Denny's and the early bird special and whatever else he wants to do during the day. But this whole idea of pretending that this is going to work or you have to, go through the entire year of this for it to be cool, I'm not with it.
Well, look, I call him UNC.
I don't think we need to make too much of that. Our main focus is on the Giants.
I love it. People hear players meeting and they think all hell is breaking loose. It might. A.J. Brown is like, I'm a big-time wide receiver. Give me the ball. And Boncher, this all started because A.J. Brown was complaining about what? He didn't have clarity on what he was supposed to do?
It was about the route, mainly, because it's bubbled up, I guess, a couple weeks now, where he kind of posted stuff on his social media, of course, on his stories. And then last week, he gave up on a deep ball route that probably would have scored a touchdown and iced the game. So, yeah, it's just a bad thing where A.J. Brown isn't taking responsibility for his mistakes. Hurts is trying to be a leader, and it's just bad all around.
Yeah, one guy we didn't hear from about the meeting was A.J. Brown. But we know his response when it came to missing passes and stopping on routes. And let's listen to AJ's response that kind of got all this going.
From my point of view, we just missed.
It looked like you slowed up on the play. Did you not think the ball was coming your way, or what happened with that?
I didn't think the ball was coming. When I looked up, I didn't see the ball. And I looked back, I didn't see the ball. And then the ball was thrown. So, like I said, we just missed.
Did you guys talk after the play about maybe miscommunication? What happened?
No. Well, they didn't talk about the miscommunication, so they had a team meeting, okay? Forget the team meeting. If you can't beat up on the New York Giants tomorrow, if Saquon Barkley doesn't rush for a touchdown, have a receiving touchdown, if Jalen Hurts doesn't run one in, if A.J. Brown doesn't get his hands on, I don't know, a 5 to 10 passes, 5 on a minimum, 10 being a nice round number, and a score, if that doesn't happen, then y'all should have had a team meeting. The New York Giants are enough. You can serve that team up on a platter right now and get a victory. The Eagles will be fine. The only thing that'll bring them down is kind of what has already started. Ego. Yeah. Ego. A.J. Brown's ego. Devontae Smith ain't going to ever yell about no stinking touches. Saquon Barkley, he ain't never going to argue about touches. Jalen Hurts, even for being the quarterback of the team, this guy doesn't open up his mouth and say anything. If anybody's going to sink the Eagles, it's going to be A.J. Brown. Now, let's see how it goes. Wow. You better beat up on them Giants tomorrow. How about this Thursday Night Football preview you just heard? It's sponsored by Square. More than 4 million neighborhood businesses run on Square. To learn more, go to square.com or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square. And thank you so much to A.J. Brown for inspiring today's top 6 list. We'll get to the top 6 list in about 45 minutes from now. We're going to take a look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers that we've ever seen in the NFL. I'll give you that top 6 list in about 45 minutes. But on the other side of this break, speaking of quarterbacks, good ones like Jalen Hurts, we're going to talk about good quarterbacks in college. And then maybe some bad ones, too. We got a big matchup this weekend. Indiana versus Oregon. We got Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore. Nobody mentioned these guys in our Heisman race. And what happens to some of the guys that were, like Arch Manning and Kate Klubnik? And we'll have this conversation with Pete Fiutek on the other side. It's the JR Sport Brief Show, coast to coast, on the Infinity Sports Network.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Sometimes the world can seem strange and unfamiliar. You haven't quite found your place or your people. All it takes is one person, a family, who chooses you to help it all make sense. You don't have to be an official superhero to do something life-saving and adopt a shelter pet. Just like Superman, you can use your power for good and inspire kindness, positivity, and a legacy of hope. Best Friends Animal Society is working to ensure that every dog and cat in the country has a safe place to call home. Join us. Visit bestfriends.org to adopt an out-of-this-world pet near you. Together, we will save them all.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
Hi, JR. Thank you for having me on the best sports radio show in the country.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief show on the Infinity Sports Network. Man, we got all this baseball going on. But I'm thinking about football. We talked about some of these NFL games. We got the Giants and the Eagles tomorrow. But there's a big game that I'm looking forward to this week, and I wonder who's going to play. We got Texas and Oklahoma. I want to see if Mateer is going to be back. What is Arch going to do? We got Indiana versus Oregon. We got a case of probably 2 Heisman candidates that nobody talked about at the beginning of the season. And we got new rules when it comes to the transfer window. We got a lot going on in college football. Joining us right now is someone who covers all things college football, collegefootballnews.com. It's Pete Fiutak. Pete, how are you, man?
I'm doing just fine. How you doing? Lots of stuff going on.
There's tons going on. Well, let me ask you this. I just mentioned John Mateer. What's the latest with his hand? I know he doesn't want to miss this rivalry game.
Yeah, he doesn't want to miss the game, and I think it's gamesmanship. I mean, of course you're going to say that you'd like to play, and you're going to put it out there. Well, he might play, he might not play. I don't think it matters either way. Particularly, I think Texas probably pulled this off no matter what. But the problem's going to be it's not really Mateer. It's going to be, can Arch Manning handle the pressure? Because Oklahoma's got one of the best pass rushes in the country. And can he handle this defense and show up? And weird things happen in this rivalry matchup. I think something weird's going to happen in this, but I kind of, like I said, I'm not really all that sold that Mateer is going to go. But even if he does, I still kind of like Texas in this anyway.
So everything that we've seen, Pete, it's been quite a bit. You have Arch Manning. Sometimes he looks good, sometimes he doesn't. The offensive line typically has him running for his life. How big of a factor has that been in some of his inconsistencies?
I think he's just looks like a kid who's just been way overcoached, and just not to make mistakes. And it's kind of I think a problem in all of the quarterbacking world right now is the idea that you don't want to screw up, you don't want to make any mistakes, don't throw the interception, and just again, don't make a mistake. And I think that's kind of becoming a problem. And they just said, go out there, Arch. Who cares if you throw a pick? Let it rip. I think you would see a much different player, but he hasn't really kind of been there so far. And he hasn't gotten the running game to give the support. So this is one of those games, all the Arch anger that's out there can pretty much go away with one big win over Oklahoma.
Pete Fiutek is here with us from collegefootballnews.com. Yeah, people will give him a break if he goes out there and beats Oklahoma. We know that there's a big matchup as well that we'll see on CBS this weekend. Indiana versus the Ducks. Okay, we got Fernando Mendoza. On the other hand, we have Dante Moore. You didn't hear anything, if much really at all, about these two dudes when it comes to the Heisman race. And here they are. They're like the best two quarterbacks in college football right now. What are your thoughts on what we can expect in this game?
I think it's going to be pretty standard. The narrative's probably going to follow form with these two, where Indiana plays it tough, Oregon gets the win, Oregon gets a good, strong resume win, and Indiana plays good enough where they lose this, they probably lose at Penn State, beat everyone else, and both of these teams are in the college football playoff no matter what. The winner goes on to play for the Big Ten championship. But, yeah, both these teams are good. No, I mean, Indiana's got talent. Indiana is well coached as anybody in America, but Oregon's just playing lights out right now. And I think it's going to be a tough, lower-scoring game. It's not going to be a shootout, but Oregon wins. And they get a little breathing room late, but Indiana certainly shows up and looks strong.
Is it realistic? Is it too early to kind of pin Mendoza and Moore as two dudes who are going to be Heisman finalists?
I mean, a little, because I don't think anybody knows who they are. So outside of the college football world who are really into this, they're not really household names. So I think we still have yet to see, let's see what Carson Beck does as Miami keeps going. Let's see what some of these other, top quarterbacks. Ty Simpson is starting to rip it up for Alabama. I think as we keep going on, whichever teams keep rising up to the top and keep playing well. Ohio State doesn't have that guy yet, but they're still number one. So it's a bad year for the Heisman. But there are lots and lots of quarterbacks out there who are playing just well enough where on the right stage you can see them come up with something big. But I still think we're going to have to wait another several weeks before we really start to have this Heisman thing start to bust out a little bit.
Well, Pete, you mentioned Penn State. We know about the loss that they took to Oregon. We know about the big L that they took to UCLA. This program is basically just kind of patchwork together, and Penn State goes ahead and takes that L. What has gone on? Is James Franklin, is he just lost? Is Drew Aller, is he no longer the prospect that the people thought he would be? What the hell is going on in Happy Valley?
Bad day, wrong thing. I mean, look, it was a gut check performance against Oregon. That's, again, great Oregon team that could have gone either way, acceptable win in overtime, no big deal. And they just didn't really show up for UCLA. Okay, they have to travel across the country. Here's our breather. And UCLA all of a sudden came out and like a house of fire. Nico Iamaleava, I mean, you just talked about Moore and Mendoza. Iamaleava might be the best quarterback in the Big Ten. He just doesn't have the guys around him. Yeah. But you saw why no one wants to say it because everyone's so mad at how things went down in Tennessee and everything. He's kind of Jaden Daniels light. I mean, he's got all the talent. And he was able to finally kind of unleash it and show it off. And even with as bad as everything went for Penn State, they still almost pulled that out. So I'm not ready to bury Penn State yet, but they do have that game at Ohio State still to deal with. I think they come out and rock against Northwestern this week just to kind of show that, okay, we're still pretty good at this.
Pete Fiutek joining us from collegefootballnews.com. We had a caller hit us up, I believe it was yesterday, about The Ohio State University. And he hit me with the, hey, when are we going to get some respect and nobody's talking about us? I had to tell him that's a good thing. That means things are going perfectly fine. You just gotta wait. What are your thoughts on Ohio State? We know they're going to the playoff. We know their defense is going to beat the hell out of everybody. What is your impression of them?
Yeah, that poor little engine that could Ohio State for boo-hoo. You know, when someone give us any love. Like, Ohio State fans really are the most miserable. It's the most miserable fan base in all of sports. It's just they are never, ever happy, no matter what happens. I mean, they're great. I mean, it's a great team. We'll see a little more over the coming weeks. Just, you know, they have not really been stress tested yet by a high-end passing game that includes Texas at the moment.
That's right.
They'll be pushed a little this week. Illinois' got a downfield passing attack, but their defense is playing historically well. And it's just a team that, they don't, Jeremiah Smith hasn't quite busted out. We haven't really seen a ton out of Julian Sayin yet. So we're still kind of waiting to see the offense really bust out, but they don't need to because that defense is so good.
Yeah, we'll see how that works, man. People always got to find something to. I love it, Pete, when people talk about their teams. Nobody's talking about us. Nobody's talking. Like, what do you want people to say? To pat you on the back? Like, who cares?
Well,
you just won.
Yeah, people are talking about Bill Belichick. That's not a positive. That's, I'm not happy about that. It's just, you're fine. You're the number one team in the country. Oh, we're disrespected. Okay, I think you're fine.
Well, you mentioned Belichick. Do you think there is we know everything that's going on. Now they're canceling Hulu projects. We got coaches on the team suspended for, going out with guys and showing them around. Do you think there's a possibility that Bill Belichick at the end of the year goes, screw this, I'm going back to media?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, because it takes a certain skill set. And the thing about it, if you're Bill Belichick and you're that age, you don't want to be around for a big rebuild. You're not there just to sort of, okay, let's get this together in 5 years. We're going to be pretty good. No, you need to win and win now. And that you do that with lots of transfers, and it's still hard to do. So it's not a good situation when you have all the pressure in the world that you have to win now, and your team's not quite up to stuff. And the real lousy part about it is this is an easy schedule. They should be a whole lot better than they are. And they're just not getting the job done. And obviously, this has just been a painful start to the season for them.
Well, you talk about how Bill Belichick needs to try to bring in talent. There's been an adjustment to the transfer portal. What the heck is going on there, Pete? It feels like they can never get it right.
Well, the problem that everyone keeps forgetting, and it's kind of the strange part about it, is these guys are theoretically at least supposed to go to school. And so, you have to still sign up for classes. You still need to enroll. You still need to, figure out, your credits and your transfer credits and all the parts of moving on to a new school. And it's got to start on a semester basis. And so you don't want to have a bunch of transfer things happening when school is going on necessarily. So the timing of this is, you need to be a little bit of a window in there where it gives everyone time to adjust, because you want the coaches to be able to know, all right, well, I don't need to go after linebackers here. I can go after these guys there. And these guys, the actual players themselves, need a chance to, sign up and get books and sweatshirts and figure out their apartments and all that kind of stuff.
Wow. Do you mean to tell me these guys do work? They go to school?
Not really, but they're at least supposed to. So at least in theory, they do.
Yeah, Pete Fiutek here with us from collegefootballnews.com. In conclusion, I want to ask you about this. We've read that the NCAA is close to letting these student athletes bet, but not on obviously their own sports or anything at the college level, but on pro sports. Do you think that even allowing them to do this opens up Pandora's box, or is this a bad idea, something about nothing?
I mean, they can't regulate it, and they're all doing it anyway. So, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, But instead of spending all your time trying to regulate it and sanction it, maybe there's a way to do it where you can watch over it or keep some sort of tabs on, how they're betting, because most kids are doing it. It's a college kid thing. Everyone's on their phones. Everyone's doing it on all the apps. And the more out there it is, the more you can at least hope they're not betting on whether the kicker on, XYZ state isn't betting on whether or not they're going to win or lose by a field goal. So you need as much transparency as possible. So I think that's why they're going that route, as opposed to spending all their time trying to figure out every single little aspect of the betting. So there's no good answer here. It's all just ripe for just all sorts of problems. But for now, I think you just do it and you hope for the best.
Yeah, can't wait to see what disaster comes out of this one eventually. But you're right.
Exactly.
You got to let them just be free. We'll see what happens. Hey, Pete, we appreciate the time. Tell everybody where they can follow and keep up with you and everything that you do at collegefootballnews.com.
All the picks, predictions, and game previews. We're going up there throughout the rest of the next couple of days for another big week of college football. It's all going up the next 48 hours or so.
Hey, Pete, we appreciate you. We'll catch you soon down the line, okay?
Hey, good talking to you. Have a good one.
All the time. Thank you to Pete Fiutak. Go ahead and check him out at collegefootballnews.com. It's the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. We're going to take a break. When we come back, before we get to the top 6 list, before we talk about some of the biggest diva wide receivers that we've ever seen in the NFL, I'm going to talk to you about somebody else. I don't know if people would consider him to be a diva. He doesn't have a job in the NBA right now. His name is Russell Westbrook. Where's Russell? And then Giannis. Giannis is not a diva, but is he starting some drama in Milwaukee? I'll explain on the other side. It's the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. What's going on in the Major League Baseball playoffs? What else is going on in the world of sports? Here he is to tell us, Rich Ackerman, with a news flash.
Infinity Sports Network Sports Flash.
And this report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Baseball action today. 2 teams in the American League trying to stay alive, and the Tigers did so, forcing a trip back to Seattle for a deciding Game 5 with a convincing 9-3 win over the Mariners. They rallied from a 3-0 deficit and tied the game in the bottom half of the 5th. Then in the 6th, they added 4 more for good measure. Riley Green got the inning going with a home run. Javi Baez added to it, and then Gleyber Torres with another home run in the 8th inning. And the Tigers go on to the 9-3 victory to send the series back to Seattle. The Yankees staved off elimination once and are trying to do it once again, but it ran into trouble in the first inning, namely Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's now 9 for 14 in this series. He had an RBI to put the Blue Jays on the board and give them the early 1-0 lead. In Chicago right now, the Cubs looking to stay alive, down 2-0. They had a 4-1 lead, but it has just been cut to 4-3. Jake Bauers with a solo home run as they head to the bottom half of the 7th at Wrigley. The final game of the day will feature the Phillies and Dodgers in L.A., which looks to sweep the series. NHL action right now, first period, Canadians and Maple Leafs are even at 1. Bruins and Capitals are underway and scoreless in Washington. Joe Flacco getting the starting nod already from the Bengals. He'll do it against the Packers this Sunday, a team he's already beaten once this year. Lamar Jackson sat out practice today due to his injured hamstring. I'm Rich Ackerman.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Sometimes the world can seem strange and unfamiliar. You haven't quite found your place or your people. All it takes is one person, a family, who chooses you to help it all make sense. You don't have to be an official superhero to do something life-saving and adopt a shelter pet. Just like Superman, you can use your power for good and inspire kindness, positivity, and a legacy of hope. Best Friends Animal Society is working to ensure that every dog and cat in the country has a safe place to call home. Home. Join us. Visit bestfriends.org to adopt an out-of-this-world pet near you. Together, we will save them all.
listening to the JR Sport Brief.
So you have always an amazing show that everybody gets to listen every night. The topic is always interesting. Sometimes I can't call because I'm just listening to everybody and their opinion, and that's the reason why I love your show the most.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. 888-710-4ISN is the number. That's 888-710-4ISN. Thank you to Pete Fiutak for joining us from collegefootballnews.com to kind of walk through everything that we can expect, what we've seen last weekend, things that'll bleed into this weekend, and ultimately what may happen at the end of the year. Like Bill Belichick saying, all right, that's enough. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. Like, go back to media. You probably have a happier time. Coaching this college side of things doesn't look all that fun for Bill. It stinks. We know he ain't going back to the NFL. Hey, speaking of the NFL, in about 15 or so minutes at the top of the hour, it's going to be time for a new top 6 list. It's what I do every single Wednesday. Today, we're taking a look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers that we've ever seen in the NFL. Thank you so much, A.J. Brown, for the inspiration. We're going to take a look at some of the biggest names and players at the wideout spot that have been bigger divas than him. Yeah, that top 6 list coming your way at the top of the hour. Before we get there, speaking of divas, no disrespect to Russell Westbrook. I don't think he's a diva. He certainly had his moments where you could say he was a diva. He's not shy on speaking his mind. But right now, it looks like Russell Westbrook, he may not even have an NBA team this year, right? He's not on the squad. Last year, Russell Westbrook played for the Denver Nuggets, and as it stands right now in training camp, he's nowhere to be found. The 2017 NBA MVP, Mr. Triple-Double, he may not start on the squad this year. He may have to get picked up at some point. Right now, he's not there. Now, we do know this. I don't think he's cooked. Last year for Denver, 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in 75 games. Russell Westbrook is about to be 37 years old. There may be times where he's turning the ball over. He can't shoot. I think at this stage, people are like, okay, he can't do any of those things. Why do we even want to bring him in? There comes a point in time where your name and your personality is bigger than whatever is left of your game. And I think that's the case as it stands right now with Russell Westbrook. The Houston Rockets, you might recall, they brought on Kevin Durant. He's going to make his debut tonight in the preseason. But then you also had Fred VanVleet, who's now out for the season before they even get started. And so the Houston Rockets are down a point guard. You might remember a couple of years ago in the pandemic, Russell Wilson was, not Russell Wilson. That's another guy might be out of his sport. But Russell Westbrook, he was on the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant spoke today. He was on Up and Adams. He basically told Kay Adams, you know what? I think Russell Westbrook should be in the NBA. I wouldn't mind playing with him. Listen to this.
I have no clue. I haven't asked anybody about that. I heard that too. I haven't. I don't know. It hasn't been brought to my desk at all. And usually when stuff like that happens, it's pretty loud. But I haven't really heard it outside of like
Would that be cool?
Fans on the internet. Yeah, Russ is a legend. And I think he deserves to be in the NBA right now. And I think he deserves to walk out of the NBA on his terms. So, yeah, that'll be dope. But it's not my decision. It's not my decision. Leaving that up to whoever makes those decisions for now.
I give Kevin Durant credit for sticking up to or for Russell Westbrook. Because, of course, there was a big amount of time where, you know, even when they were playing, Kevin Durant had every opportunity to go, do you see how I'm playing? Like, we see what you do. But you're just out here jacking up shots, and I'm the actual shooter here. He had every opportunity to do that and bury him. He never did it. He just left and won championships. He never took a dump on Russell Westbrook. Never. And so to see at this stage of his career, for him to try to give him a lifeline as to how he should end his career, I give him credit. Now, Kevin Durant, he has other things to worry about, like opening up the season against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kevin Durant was asked about taking on his former team now that they finally won a championship, and he's like, what do I care? I won 2 titles without him.
I just think that's what you call an impact on the league. I just think I've been around for so long that storyline still has some type of legs for you to be the first game on his new broadcast. I don't know whether to think that's cool or not, but it is what it is. I know what it is. It should be a fun night, though. OKC getting their rings. I'm in the building. Hopefully people, they pan over to see my reaction. That's really what it, them getting their rings is the most important thing, though.
What's your reaction going to be? Have you thought about it?
I'm why?
Happy, right?
I'm not happy. I'm not happy or sad or mad I missed out because I've won a champion 2 of them for 1, and then for 2. This was like a decade ago.
He's like, man, I'm over it. You should be over it too. And we know Kevin Durant had his time with the Golden State Warriors winning those 2 titles, and then he moved on. He said, I'm getting out of here. He went to Brooklyn, and then, things haven't worked out for him since. Let's see if he can finish his career with a young team with the Houston Rockets. Meanwhile, we know the Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors, they were running wild yesterday. At the start of Tuesday, we got the story from Shams Charania that in the offseason, the New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks, they looked at a trade for Giannis. It wasn't all that serious. It was reported that Giannis, if he was going to be traded anywhere, he would want to go to the New York Knicks. All a report. Today, Giannis spoke to the media. This is what Giannis had to say about the rumors of him wanting to go to the Knicks.
First of all, I haven't read that story. When the season started, I tried to get off social media, try to focus on my craft and the team. But yeah, I've said this many times. Like, I want to be in a situation that I can win, and now I'm here. I believe in this team. I believe in my teammates. I'm here to lead this team to wherever we can go. And it's definitely gonna be hard. We're gonna take it day by day, but I'm here. So all the other extra stuff does not matter. I think I've communicated with my teammates, communicate with the people that I respect and love, that the moment that I step in on this court or in this facility and wear this jersey, the rest does not matter. I'm locked into whatever I have in front of me. Now, if in 6-7 months I change my mind, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want, but I'm locked in. I'm locked into this team. I'm locked into these guys, to this group, and to my coaching staff, and to myself.
I got to give him credit for being honest, right? You get a lot of athletes who sit in front of the guys and lie, or they're jerks on their way out the door to try to force their way out. Giannis actually said, for right now, I'm focused in on being a Buck. But I'm a human being. I might change my mind. Like that, I think everybody knows that already. I think most smart people do. He's like, hey, in 6-7 months, if I don't want to be here and I want out, then so be it. I still don't believe that he would publicly force his way out, but I think he would let it be known. I don't want to be here anymore. And I think the Milwaukee Bucks, what choice do you have? If Giannis doesn't want to be there, you move on. Simple as that. He was asked about the offseason and looking at other teams. He says, again, I'm with the Milwaukee Bucks for now.
It's temptation. Temptation. Like when you're going through the amusement park, or you go through the outside and you're not wearing your wedding ring like me now, and the people are looking at you like, oh, he's kind of handsome. Oh, it's temptation. And that starts when the season ends until the season begins. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to approach me or approach, my agents. And they're going to say, hey, this is a possibility, that's a possibility, this is a possibility, this is a possibility. But at the end of the day, ultimately, I'm going to make a decision. My decision today is that I'm here. And I'm committed to this team.
All right. The countdown is on. Let's be real. I don't think he's going to be sticking around. I think most people understand The clock is ticking on Giannis. It didn't happen this summer. It doesn't appear that it's happening right now. I don't know if it's going to happen at the trade deadline in February, or maybe it happens at the conclusion of the season, maybe in June or July around the draft and free agency. But the clock is ticking. I mean, you can take a look at the roster for the Milwaukee Bucks. Where's the help? Where's the consistency? Where's the surefire thing? And where's the depth? I don't see it right now. At least in Milwaukee, their fans can be positive about the Brewers. They still hold a 2-0 series lead against the Cubs. But right now, the Cubs lead the Brewers 4-3. It's the top of the seventh. The Brewers are going to try to get another run in to try to tie it and keep things moving the best way that they can. Meanwhile, in the Bronx, New York, of course, well, we heard this from Rich Ackerman. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Continuing on a tear, an RBI single, and in Toronto already has a lead on the New York Yankees. So we'll keep you up to date on all the scores, everything going on as the show continues. But we're going to take a break. And when we come back, thank you so much to A.J. Brown for the inspiration. I'm going to share with you a new top 6 list of diva wide receivers. Who are some of the biggest divas to catch passes in the NFL? I'm going to tell you who they are on the other side of the break. It's what we do every Wednesday, a new top 6 list. You're locked in to the JR Sport Brief Show, coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network.
At stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
The man who helped shape U.S. monetary policy just released a bombshell book called Our Dollar, Your Problem. In it, former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff warns the U.S. dollar's dominance is under attack, and if it falls, your savings could be the first to go. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away a free copy of Rogoff's book to anyone who schedules a one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll discover why gold is becoming the #1 hedge against a global currency shift, how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold, tax and penalty free, and how to get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with a qualifying account. Get your free copy today while supplies last. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Call 800-324-9902 or go to AdvantageGold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you on the Infinity Sports Network. Coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much to everybody tuned in, locked in, listening all over North America. I'll be hanging out with you for the next 2 hours. This show gets started every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Hey, man, it's a day full of baseball. The New York Yankees just tied their game against the Toronto Blue Jays. They're tied at 1 run apiece in the bottom of the third. McMahon just hit a home run for the New York Yankees. Okay? Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Cubs are trying to stay alive against the Brewers. The Cubs lead 4-3. The Brew Crew, they're trying to tie this game and eliminate the Cubs. We'll keep you up to date on all the action as we continue on. Congratulations earlier today, the Tigers, they stay alive, forcing a Game 5 against Seattle. And about an hour from now, the Dodgers are going to take on the Phillies. They're trying to eliminate them. We'll keep you up to date on everything as the night continues on. We get started 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Thank you to Pete Fiutak for joining us to talk about some college football. We talked about the Eagles. They're already having a meeting about their offense. Who gets the ball? Who doesn't get the ball? Yeah, so much drama for a 4-1 team. Kyler Murray is dealing with a foot injury. Joe Flacco is going to get the start for the Cincinnati Bengals. He just got there, just traded yesterday. Will already start against the Packers. Good luck to him against Michael Parsons. Shedeur Sanders, not necessarily the number 2 quarterback in Cleveland. Giannis Antetokounmpo says, yeah, I'm in Milwaukee. For now, I'm entitled to change my mind. He said it's human nature. Kevin Durant says he wouldn't mind playing with Russell Westbrook again in Houston. And then we got so much more to get into. We got Allen Iverson, who's sober. Good for the answer. Jason Tatum has a new job. And in the NCAA, we talked a little bit about this with Pete Fiutak. NCAA is going to allow their student athletes to gamble on pro sports. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? We'll get into all of that. But it is Wednesday. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Our producer, Ryan Botcher, is in New York City. And every single Wednesday, we bring you a new top 6 list. On the heels of all the drama in Philadelphia right now, I've never seen a 4-1 team. Maybe this is the beginning of the end. Never seen a 4-1 team go through so much beef. A.J. Brown wants the ball, is on social media complaining about it. In honor of him, today's top 6 list, we're going to look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers of all time. Wide receiver is a special position. You got to get the ball. You got to demand the ball. You have to share the ball. You know, they're not 8 running backs or 4 or 5 running backs on the team. You typically get 1 or 2 that split the carries. Quarterback gets the damn ball all the time. You may only have 1 or 2 tight ends who are typically in action. The wide receivers got to run down the field, expel all that energy, run the route, and then hope they get the ball. The best wide receivers, they can play an entire game. They may only end up with, you never know. That 8 catches is a good day. 7 catches is a good day. Damn it, in a game, you may only be targeted 7 times, 5 times. You could run out there all game long and really get the ball. That's why A.J. Brown isn't happy. Philadelphia Eagles are a power team. They're rushing and running the ball. He wants them to throw. Well, damn it, they threw it the other day and they lost. He's on social media. He's complaining. He's answering questions at his locker. There are questions about whether or not he's fully running his routes. A.J. Brown is acting like a diva right now. He wants to get paid. He wants to keep his numbers high. He doesn't want to fall off. I can't fault him in that regard. But over the course of time, we've had some other wide receivers that have just really taken things to another level. We've got wide receivers who have been called divas. And so without wasting any more time, it's time for us to get into a new top 6 list, taking a look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers of all time.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to get JR's latest top 6 list, only on the JR Sport Brief.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. It's time for a new top 6 list. We're taking a look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers of all time, and without wasting any of it, let's start things off with number what?
Number 6.
At number 6. Oh, he was a diva. He might be on TV now and people love him. I think he has matured greatly. At number 6, you want to talk about a big diva? I'm going with number 84, Randy Moss. Oh, we know how great he was. Okay, the man went into the Hall of Fame in 2018. This man is jumping over cornerbacks. He's mossing guys. But there's so many instances I remember of Randy Moss just kind of being a jerk. Like squirting the official with that water bottle. Remember, off of the field, Randy Moss was pushing that traffic agent down the block with his car. Remember the time that he mooned the fans in Green Bay? Well, he acted like he did. And then he got fined. And then he said, well, I'm rich. I'm gonna pay the fine with straight cash. Randy Moss was a interesting individual. And then there was that famous time where he was quoted as saying, I play when I want to play. It took almost 20 years for him to go that comment was misconstrued. Randy Moss was great. He was so great. At one point he said, you know what? I don't even go out here. I don't even warm up. I just play.
Y'all know I don't stretch. So if everybody asking why 84 ain't stretching, y'all know I don't stretch. Anybody pay attention to Viking football? 84 don't stretch on game day. I come ready. I came out the womb, I was ready. Tell them, mama, you know I was ready. That's why you have me.
Hey, well, listen, I'm glad he's been humbled a little bit in life. He's dealt with some health issues, God bless him. But it seems that he is a much warmer, responsible, respectful guy. And shout outs to Randy Moss, one of my favorite players ever. But there ain't no doubt this guy, Randy Moss, was a diva, man. Had him number 6 on the list. Top 6 diva wide receivers of all time. Randy Moss at 6. Who's next?
Number 5.
Oh, man. Diva? Whew. Drugs, divas, championships. Michael Irvin hits you with the trifecta. I got Michael Irvin at number 5 on the list. Okay, we know about the 3 Super Bowl championships. Speaking of 3, we know about the triplets, him, Troy Aikman. Okay? We know about Emmett running to championships with the Dallas Cowboys. It's kind of crazy to think Michael Irvin was on the team when they last had their glory years. He was also on the team in 96 when he was suspended for cocaine. And then we also know that, or more recently, he was fired from ESPN. He was accused of sexual assault. And even before that, there was a story that was covered up. Michael Irvin stabbed one of his teammates in the neck because he was a younger guy. And Michael Irvin wanted a haircut first, so he stabbed him with the barber scissors? What are you talking about? Listen to this. This is Jeff Pearlman telling this story. This is Going Deep with Chad Ochocinco and JT.
Cowboys used to bring in a barber to training camp because where they trained, it was very hard to find someone who did black hair, which is a problem for any black kid growing up in America in a white town. You can't find a good barber. And they bring a barber in. And the Cowboys had a offensive lineman named Everett McIver who went to get his haircut. And Michael Irvin goes, seniority. All the offensive linemen are like, don't get up. And Irvin's like, seniority. And Everett McIver's like, F you. And he's refusing to get up. And they start getting in a pushing match. And Michael Irvin grabs the barber scissors and stabs him in the neck and drags it along. And blood is spouting everywhere, and blah, blah, whole thing. It's a crazy scene. Michael Irvin at the time was on probation. So if that had gotten out, he's going to jail. So the Cowboys never reported it, gave Everett McIver a nice payoff. I think he's one of the most unique characters in modern sports history, where he was using drugs and he was womanizing left and right and he was out late every day. But I've never seen a guy like this, ever, ever, ever. Somehow he demanded accountability at the same time. And teammates fed off of him. And the leader of that team wasn't Troy Aikman and it wasn't Emmitt Smith. It really was Michael Irvin. At the same time, he's living this crazy ass life off the field.
I mean, well, we've heard this before. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, right? I mean, sometimes I see Michael Irvin rooting for them Hurricanes. I'm like, damn it, what is he hyped up on? Life? I hope he is. Michael Irvin, oh yeah, you want to talk about a diva? Stabbing a guy in the neck over a haircut. That's criminal. They paid to cover it up. Top 6 diva wide receivers of all time. Michael Irvin, 5. Who's next?
Number 4.
Oh, this guy what a life he's lived. And number 4 on the list, diva wide receivers, I'm giving you Andre Rison. Where do I start? This guy had so much success as one of the top wideouts in the game. 5-time Pro Bowl. I think he went 4 times here in Atlanta with the Falcons. This guy was great when he wasn't beefing. When he wasn't beefing with his teammates. When he wasn't beefing with his coaches. Guys like Tom Coughlin. I remember he was with the Jaguars yelling at Brunell in his own personal life. His girlfriend at the time, God rest her soul, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, decided to burn his house to the ground. Man, we had an entire 30 for 30 where it felt like Andre Rison was a centerpiece because he was just buying houses and cars and cursing at people. This guy was a diva to the top. I remember when he returned, or when Deion returned to Atlanta, and then you got Deion out here versus Andre Rison. These guys over here slapping each other around on the football field. Listen to Deion tell you about it on the New Heights podcast.
Dan, I'm the only guy that swung on a man and didn't get thrown out of the game.
There we go.
We got some duking going on. Andre Rison and Deion Sanders. That's a classic.
It was a lot of little animosity. I was going back to the crib to play. My former teammates was hating on. I know these guys like a book.
Oh, he knows him like a book, and well, they were irritating the hell out of each other. Andre Rison, man, he's had it rough when he played. He's had it rough post-career. And he was sitting down with that informant, Vlad TV. I think he's an informant, allegedly. Vlad TV was getting the scoop on Andre Rison, and well, Andre had a lot of cars, a lot of houses, and maybe that's why he's broke.
And in my lifetime,
Right.
I'd have had probably about 34 Benzes, probably about 8 Ferraris, probably about 14 Beamers, probably about 20 trucks.
Why? And there you have it. You didn't need to sit down and watch the 30 for 30 broke. You just heard it in about 15 seconds. Andre Rison, one of the biggest diva wide receivers of all time. He's number 4 on the list. How can you be more of a diva than Andre Rison? Where are we going next?
Number 3.
You know, I wouldn't say that he was the player. He was a good player. He was the first overall pick in 1996. He went to the New York Jets. At number 6, you want to talk about a diva? Keyshawn Johnson. Man, if Keyshawn Johnson played in the era of social media, would we have gotten his book? This man had a book, and it was called Just Give Me the Damn Ball. I wish I was lying. The guy was playing for the New York Jets and had a book written called Give Me the Damn Ball. A guy in his 20s. This was an autobiography. And in Keyshawn's book, he took a dump on his wide receiver teammate Wayne Corbett, called the guy a mascot, said that he's not as good as him. He demanded more touches. And it's just like, man, you playing in New York. They got him the hell up on out of here. He ended up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And even with the Buccaneers, Keyshawn was still beefing. Okay, he got issues with John Gruden, and he went back with Parcells and the Cowboys. There was so many issues with Keyshawn. Like, I've never heard a guy write an entire book about getting me the ball and then taking a dump on his teammates. Listen to this story about Keyshawn just getting into it with John Gruden.
The early frustration with the offense was obvious. Receiver Keyshawn Johnson lashed out at the head coach on national TV.
I hate to break this to everybody out there, but you're only allowed to have 5 eligible receivers. And if you want 2 tight ends and 2 backs, you only have 1 receiver in a game. We call it U personnel.
I want you, Big Ten!
And I remember on Monday Night Football, we called U personnel McCardle instead of U personnel Keyshawn.
You, McCardle! You, Keenan McCardle, get Keyshawn out of the game!
And he didn't like it. But that stuff happens all the time. Bottom line was we tried every which way we could to get Keyshawn to be a big part of the game.
And Keyshawn just never wanted to be happy. Keyshawn Johnson was just miserable all the damn time. And now if you want to hear him be miserable, I think you can find Keyshawn on Fox. I don't watch, but I think every now and then I see him. Yeah, this guy wrote a book about wanting the ball and how much better he was than his own teammates. He published a book about this. What are we doing? I got Keyshawn Johnson, number 3 on my list. Top 6 diva wide receivers of all time. If Keyshawn's 3, where are we going next?
Number 2.
Now, I like this guy a lot. Man, we've had him here on the show. He is a diva, though. At number 2 on the list, it's Terrell Owens. It's T.O. Shout-outs to T.O. Hall of Famer, did it his own way. 5-time All-Pro. 3rd all-time in yards, 3rd all-time in touchdowns. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He went into the Hall of Fame in 2018, but throughout the course of his career, he was not shy in calling out anybody. He looked at his own quarterback with the 49ers and Jeff Garcia and was just like, this guy ain't good enough. This guy ain't good enough. Threw Jeff Garcia under the bus. Man, he ended up in Philadelphia with the Eagles. Him and McNabb, they can't stand each other. Had no problem calling out McNabb, and he's saying, yeah, I came back from a broken leg to play in the Super Bowl, and this guy's over here throwing up. He doesn't even have the gumption or the moxie. And then when his time in Philadelphia was coming to a close, who can ever forget? In 2005, Andy Reid had to deal with this before he got to like Mahomes. T.O. was doing a press conference in his front yard, just sitting around doing sit-ups after Andy Reid sent him home. Like Terrell Owens was prime time, always ready to put on a show. The show was always about him. Listen to this workout. I'll never forget it. NBC Sports Philly.
Y'all want me to order y'all some pizza? Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be great. Can I rent you? Well, let me get the pizza number first. Hold on. It was a difference of opinion. I think the report is now that I was blowing my fans off. That's not the case.
So this is really about the fans, too. I mean, they want to see you back.
I love the fans. I love the fans. I got no problem with the fans. Heads up. They don't pay me to go in there and talk to everybody and be friendly to everybody. I go in there, they paid me to play, and they paid me to perform. I don't get mad at nobody. There you go.
Did you curse at Andy Reid?
Nope. If he wants to be a man about it and really, have me go on the air and really tell the people what happened, then I can.
Is the contract situation the problem here?
I got sent home to Wednesday for whatever reason. Like I said, I mean, it was just a difference of opinion. I was defending myself. So, hey, did anybody? How many is that? Damn, y'all making me lose count.
Yeah, I mean, who's doing interviews and doing sit-ups out here? Oh, yeah, after that? Yeah, but T.O. was done. Very next season, he spent 3 years in Dallas. Remember that 1 year he had in Buffalo? At 37 years old in Cincinnati with Ocho Cinco. 37 years old, Terrell Owens, 983 yards receiving. Took a load with 9 touchdowns. Yeah. And Terrell Owens, damn, I can't believe his career ended in 2010, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He has some contemporaries who agree. Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski, they were on their show talking about how T.O.'s emotion was just crazy.
He's an emotional guy.
That's when you know you love the game of football, though. When a play can make you cry.
He loved football, but he didn't love a lot of the team stuff. Andy Reid is considered a big player coach, right?
Player coach that takes no
and he had to get him out. And they traded him in the division to Cowboys. That's crazy to me. That's a wild move. If you go in division against like your rival, that's like one of the oldest rivalries in football. Philly Cowboys. And he was still elite. That's how wild of a dude you have to be.
Yeah, T.O. was a wild dude, one of the greatest players of all time, and he was a magnet for attention. I got Terrell Owens at number 2 on my list. Biggest diva wide receivers of all time. We are going to take a break, and when we come back on the other side, I'm going to tell you about the biggest diva wide receiver in NFL history. I'm going to tell you who it is on the other side of the break. You're locked in. It's the JR Sport Brief Show, coast to coast, on the Infinity Sports Network.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Free trial is 7 days. If customer does not cancel prior to the end of a trial period, fees will apply.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/try. QUO.com/try.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
The man who helped shape U.S. monetary policy just released a bombshell book called Our Dollar, Your Problem. In it, former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff warns the U.S. dollar's dominance is under attack, and if it falls, your savings could be the first to go. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away a free copy of Rogoff's book to anyone who schedules a one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll discover why gold is becoming the #1 hedge against a global currency shift, how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold, tax and penalty-free, and how to get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with a qualifying account. Get your free copy today while supplies last. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Call 800-324-9902 or go to AdvantageGold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
Hey, JR. How are you? You know, what I wanted to say was that I love your top 6 list. Those things are awesome. I don't call into radio stations, but this is the second time you've made me call in because I just love your list so much. It's fun to listen to.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. Congratulations to the Cubs. They live to fight another day. The Cubs just beat the Brewers 4-3. Okay, Milwaukee now leads the series 2-1. You had Keller come through and finish out this game. Gets the 1 1/3 inning save, 2 strikeouts to kind of shut things down. The Chicago Cubs, and they hold off. At one point, they take a 4-1 lead. Milwaukee fought back into the 7th, pushing it to 3-4, but Milwaukee can't close things out. And so the Chicago Cubs live to see another day. Meanwhile, it's the end of the 4th inning in the Bronx, New York. The Yankees and Blue Jays, they are tied at 1 run apiece in the top of the 5th. We'll keep you up to date on all the baseball as things continue. Right now, as I do every Wednesday, I'm sharing with you a new top 6 list. We're taking a look at some of the biggest diva wide receivers in NFL history. And thank you so much, A.J. Brown, for the inspiration. And I'm seconds away from sharing with you who I have at #1 on the list. And if you've missed the list, you want to go ahead and hear it from top to bottom, well, what we've given you so far, just hit rewind on the free Odyssey app. And number 6, I gave you Randy Moss. Yeah, he might be lovable on TV now. This guy used to squirt water at officials. He used to, throw footballs at the opposition. He used to fake moon fans. He would get fined by the league. He was hitting traffic cops with his car. Yeah, Randy Moss, 6, the biggest diva wide receivers of all time. Number 5, I gave you Michael Irvin. The guy stabbed a teammate in the neck with barber scissors over whose turn it was to get a haircut. Don't get me started on the drugs and other things. I hope Michael Irvin is clean. God bless him. And number 4, I gave you Andre Rison. This guy fought with everybody. His teammates, coaches, girlfriends. He fought with the banks. He had to fight with everybody. And number 3, you want to talk about a diva? I gave you Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson wrote a book about being a diva. He named it Just Give Me the Damn Ball. He trashed his teammates. He trashed his former wide receiver, Wayne Corbett, called him a mascot. And then even after the fact, Wayne Corbett took the high road. Keyshawn Johnson was a pain in the ass everywhere he went. At number 2, I gave you Terrell Owens. Beat up on Jeff Garcia verbally. Beat up on Donovan McNabb verbally. Got into it with Andy Reid. Terrell Owens knew how to do things one way. That was his way. He went out there and busted his ass, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. I got T.O. at number 2 on my list when you talk about biggest diva wide receivers of all time. And so if Terrell Owens is number 2, where does that leave us right now?
Number 1.
You want to talk about the biggest wide receiver? The biggest diva wide receiver in NFL history? He's not just a diva. This guy is trouble. This guy's had problems. At number 1, it's Antonio Brown. He's a diva. He's troubled. He got issues. I mean, he's 37 years old. He had Hall of Fame potential. He should be in the Hall of Fame. But he's just nuts. He got issues. People like to tell you that Vontaze Burfict, ever since he got hit by Vontaze. No, that has nothing to do with it. With this man's talent, before he even knew who Vontaze Burfict was, there's a reason that Antonio Brown was drafted in the 6th round. There's a reason why coming out of college, he came out of Central Michigan. People always had concerns about his background and his makeup. And it proved to be true. Yeah, he was a 7-time Pro Bowler. But even in Pittsburgh, by the time he emerged, he couldn't stick around. I mean, Antonio Brown is over here Facebook Live. He's on Facebook Live, while Mike Tomlin is in the locker room giving a speech. Like who does that? The Steelers are losing games, and he's over here on social media telling everybody how great he is. Antonio Brown, he moves on to the Raiders. They move him to the Raiders. He doesn't even play a game with the Raiders. This guy's complaining about his helmet. He's burning his feet in chirotherapy. He's dissing the GM before he ever suits up. He goes to the Raiders, doesn't even play a game. Now, listen to Antonio Brown talk about going to Vegas and never even playing.
So I go to Oakland, man, I get a big deal. As a player, you just thinking like, yo, I want to be a champion. So I call Mark Davis, as a smart man I am, because I could have just said, yo, my back hurt and just got the $30 million. So as an honorable man, I told him like, yo, I don't want to be a Raider. Save him his money. And I got a chance to play with Tom Brady at the Patriots.
But they weren't hearing that, though. They weren't just going to let you go, though.
No, he did. He let me go right away. And I'm like, yo, Mark, I love everything about here. I love money, but this is not championship culture. This is not the environment I want to be in. I love you. I appreciate the $30 million, but I already got 30. Because to me, it's like now I'm on award tour to show people like you read about me on TV. You saw me in the stadium. Like here I am.
Antonio Brown went to the Patriots. Okay, Tom Brady went to bat for him. There's now allegations against Antonio Brown about sexual assault. Tom Brady let the guy sleep in his house in his basement. He played one game. And then he's threatening the lady that he has the issue with who's suing him for sexual assault. Bill Belichick and the Patriots go, nah, man, you got to get out of here. And then Antonio Brown is dissing Tom Brady, who went to bat for him. And then he ends up on the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady goes to bat for him again. And this time, he quits on the team. The last time we ever saw Antonio Brown on a football field was 2022. The Bucs were taking on the Jets. Antonio Brown was not happy with the balls that were coming his way. He's complaining about Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians tells him, relax. And, well, Antonio Brown, in one of the craziest scenes you'll ever see on a football field, he takes off his pads, he throws up the peace sign, and he runs off of the field with no damn shirt. What a shock, what a surprise here. Antonio Brown, he says the Bucs, they wanted him to go get his mental health checked out. What a shock.
Yeah, these guys at Tampa Bay Bucks try to make an agreement with me to give me $200,000 to go to the crazy house so these guys could look like they know what they're talking about. These guys aren't professional.
Wait.
They
offered you $200,000 for what?
The offer was Antonio would basically sit on the sidelines, go on some list, and commit himself to some form of intensive mental health treatment. And we were specifically told in writing by the general manager twice, don't spin this any other way.
Oh, well, he doesn't need help on the football field. We don't know where Antonio Brown is. I mean, as of right now, this moment, this second. Because he has a warrant out for his arrest for attempted murder, for pulling a gun at a celebrity boxing event. He will tell you it's self-defense. We have no idea where this man is. You want to talk about diva? I mean, I could go on a list of things that he's done. He's on video harassing the mother of his kids. There's the lawsuits about the guy with the truck. There's the lawsuits about throwing the furniture over the thing. Damn it, how about this? Antonio Brown? Man, I helped set him up for a gig when he was, I guess, kind of in his right mind. This man owes me money. I'll never see it. And I'm small potatoes. Yeah, you want to talk about the biggest diva wide receiver in NFL history? Now, Antonio Brown, he's number one. It's the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. There's more divas, right? Is there somebody that stands out to you? 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. And number 6, I gave you Randy Moss. Number 5, I gave you Michael Irvin. Number 4, I gave you Andre Rison. Number 3, I gave you Keyshawn Johnson. Number 2, I gave you Terrell Owens. Number 1, I gave you Antonio Brown. Who are some big wide receivers? Who are some big divas? Who are some of the biggest diva wide receivers that we've ever seen in the NFL? I'm going to get to your calls on the other side of the break. And speaking of divas, well, thank God this guy turned his life around. Looks like Allen Iverson. People looked at him like a diva. It looks like things are going in a positive direction for AI. We'll talk about Iverson. I'll get to your calls. There's so much going on. What's going on in the baseball world? What else is going on all over the place? It's time for a news flash. Here he is. It's Rich Ackerman.
Infinity Sports Network Sports Flash.
JR, the Toronto Blue Jays failed to pull off the sweep last night, and they try once again to eliminate the Yankees tonight. They took the early lead on a Vladimir Guerrero single in the first and just took the lead once again on a George Springer sacrifice fly. They have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees in the bottom half of the fifth. New York getting its run from a Ryan McMahon home run. Cam Schlittler so far has been more than solid through the first 5, while the Blue Jays going with a bullpen by committee game. The Tigers have forced a deciding game going back to Seattle after routing the Mariners today by a score of 9-3 with 9 unanswered runs. It started in the 5th when the Tigers scored 3 times in that inning. Javi Baez had a single and then later added a home run in the Tigers' 4-run 6th. And Gleyber Torres also went deep in that one for Detroit, which evens the series at 2. Also today, the Cubs avoid being eliminated as they come back with a 4-3 win today over the Brewers, getting all 4 of those runs in the first inning, and they will go another day. Also tonight, the last game will start shortly between the Phillies and the Dodgers, who are looking for the series sweep. In the NHL tonight, Canadians and Maple Leafs are even at 2 in the second. Bruins and Capitals are scoreless in the second period. Joe Flacco will get the start on Sunday for his new team, the Bengals, against the Packers, who he's already beaten so far this year back in Week 3. WNBA Finals right now. Las Vegas leads Phoenix 31-29 in the second. I'm Rich Eckert.
Call the Infinity Sports Network anytime. 888-710-4ISN.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Well, have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
The man who helped shape U.S. monetary policy just released a bombshell book called Our Dollar, Your Problem. In it, former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff warns the U.S. dollar's dominance is under attack, and if it falls, your savings could be the first to go. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away a free copy of Rogoff's book to anyone who schedules a one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll discover why gold is becoming the #1 hedge against a global currency shift, how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold, tax and penalty free, and how to get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with a qualifying account. Get your free copy today while supplies last. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Call 800-324-9902 or go to AdvantageGold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
JR, I'll tell you, a long-time listener, awesome show you do, and I'll agree with about 89.3% of the time when you do this top six, you really do a great job of actually thinking about it, getting it mostly right.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. The Toronto Blue Jays have now taken a 2-1 lead against the New York Yankees. They just finished up the fifth. Let's see if the Yankees can tack on a run or two. Otherwise, the Yankees will be, they'll be going on vacation. We'll see them in spring training. Let's see what the Yankees can do. Meanwhile, we got about, let's say, 30 minutes or so before we get the Philadelphia Phillies in the same position as the Yankees. They better win, otherwise they go home. Just gave you a new top six list. Thank you so much to A.J. Brown for the inspiration. We discussed the top six diva wide receivers of all time. If you missed all the fancy audio and whatnot, you can go ahead and hit rewind on the free Odyssey app. At number 6, I gave you Randy Moss. Yeah, he's changed his image over the past, 10 years. Much a warmer, kinder, gentler, apologetic Randy Moss. A much more mature individual. He's a grown man now. At number 5, I gave you Michael Irvin. I don't know if we can say the same thing about Michael, okay? I mean, some of the issues he's had in regards to lawsuits and what have you, I don't know if he's matured. And number 4, I gave you Andre Rison. He was a problem on and off the field. I don't care if it was Tom Coughlin, Deion Sanders, or his girlfriend, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Or maybe it was the bank. He had a lot of beef with the banks. He had like 50 million cars. Andre Rison, big diva. And number 3, I gave you Keyshawn Johnson. Before we had social media, he literally wrote a book. Just give me the damn ball. And he trashed his teammates. He trashed his fellow wide receiver. Could you imagine Jamar Chase publishing a book and then saying, stop throwing the ball to T. Higgins? That's what we got out of Keyshawn Johnson in the 90s. What are we doing? And number 2, I gave you Terrell Owens. Do I have to go through the list of all the reasons that T.O. is a diva? And at number 1, he's a diva. He's a train wreck. He is a wanted man. He has an arrest out. He has a warrant out for his arrest. Antonio Brown. The list is too long. I cannot do it. Hit rewind on the free Odyssey app. Antonio Brown is number 1 on my list. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. I'm going to get to your calls. We got an hour to hang out a little bit more. We'll talk about Allen Iverson. A lot of people considered him to be a diva. AI has certainly, he's also, as he's gotten older, turned his life around. And he actually celebrated a tremendous milestone. We'll get into all of that. Let's get to the phone lines. We got people here, thoughts on divas. 888-710-4ISN. Jalen is calling from Texas. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Jalen?
Hey, JR, how you doing?
Great.
Hey, you have a really good list right there, but I'm surprised you ain't mentioned this wide receiver from Miami, Mr. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, well, he's on his way, man. We know. Well, we could talk about a lot of what he's done. What stands out to you? You going to tell me about the Dolphins recently, or is there more?
Well, yeah, there is that, and he did win that Super Bowl. I'll give him credit with that. But just talking about your quarterback like that and saying that you want it out, and his agent has to kind of go back on what he said, and I don't really want to down him right now because he on that injury. But yeah, I mean, just it don't look real good on him, especially with those assaults that he had back in college too. So
yeah.
Kind of bad.
Well, you know what?
Hill.
Just because the guy is injured doesn't mean that you can't tell the truth. I mean, he was acting like a jackass before he broke his leg and every ligament and kneecap. And I'm not going to call it karma. It ain't my job. But I don't think there's too many people who are going to look at Tyreek Hill and feel sorry for him. He was acting like a jackass for years.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, sir.
So all the best to him in his recovery. But I don't got sympathy for him as a person. Don't particularly care for him as a person. Never even met him, but I think I know enough. Hey, Jalen, thank you for calling from Texas, man.
Yes, sir. You have a good day, brother.
You as well. Call anytime. Yeah, you sit here with a microphone in front of you, and I can say whatever I want. And depending on how crazy it is, maybe it gets dumped, maybe it doesn't. But I try not to judge anybody too far on a personal basis without knowing them. But you have enough instances where, like, it seems and appears that human decency just goes out the window with certain guys. Like, I do not need to know everybody personally. I don't need to have a full interaction with you. So I think make a normal conclusion or judgment about who you are. He's in that space. Tyreek Hill is a jackass, okay? Yeah, I don't like him. He's one of those guys, if they say, hey, you want to talk to Tyreek? No, not interested. Okay, Dana White is another guy. I know Dana White is sitting here with UFC, and I've met Dana White. Okay, but when he had the instance with his wife and, he's smacking her around and they're hitting each other and all of this, none of my business, it was in public, I saw enough to go, you know what, I don't like that guy. And I'm well within my right to do that. Tyreek Hill is in that space as well. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. We're talking about some of the biggest diva wide receivers of all time. Let's go to St. Louis and talk to an individual named Trenton. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Trenton?
Man, what's going on with you? I appreciate being on the show again, man. I just got a couple quick points that I want to hit because I don't want to take up too much time. But first off, the baseball playoffs have been amazing. Like, the energy in New York, I'm not a big fan because I'm a Cardinal fan, but, I mean, that place has been going crazy. It's been great to watch on TV. Also, for your list, I don't have any specifics, but for some reason, Steve Smith and Chad Ochocinco come up. I'm wondering if you thought about them at all.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Mark Sanchez is crazy. I remember listening to it yesterday as it broke, and I thought I didn't think he was the aggressor. And then they said he was the aggressor, and I was like, what? You just messed up your whole career, your whole after career. You know what I mean? Like, I guess Fox got sued or something like that on top of it.
Fox is in a lawsuit. I'm no lawyer. I don't know how you going to sue Fox. Why? Because he was out there on company business. But hey,
right, agreed. I'm like, what?
This guy's he's going to get paid. Look, if Mark Sanchez really went out there and the evidence points to it, I don't know. We'll find out. But if Mark Sanchez was really drunk, accosted this guy, and the dude had to defend himself, then yeah, Mark Sanchez, he may be facing time. He may be facing a fine. He may slap him on the wrist. I don't know. But like you said, Mark Sanchez is he's going to pay for this one, man. This is not easy. He beat up the guy's almost 70 years old.
Right. Like you normally say, he's going to get the boot. That's a wrap.
Yeah, he's going to get the boot. And then, elder abuse, man. You can't beat up the elderly. What are we doing?
It's crazy.
It is.
Also, real quick,
Yes.
your boy Billy Belichick and Russell Wilson are playing themselves. I mean, Bill Belichick's still going in the Hall of Fame. I don't know about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you know.
But they both kind of mirror each other right now. It just doesn't look good. And just because you brought it up and I noticed it, McDaniels in Miami, he just sounds like he don't have it. He just
he sounds like
all the time.
Yeah, take it from a guy who speaks for a living. I've studied speech my whole damn life, and I'm not perfect at it. But I can listen to somebody and know who pretty much can command a room. He's not leading anybody. And I'm sure when he talks to the public and when he's in front of a press conference, he's different than when he's addressing, his locker room. That guy ain't it. He's on borrowed time. He's going to be out of there sooner than later. And
players are tuned out. He seems to be tuned out.
Oh yeah, he's walking.
It sounds bad.
Yeah, he's going to be out the door. Hey, thank you, Trenton. Appreciate you.
Hey, I heard today that Bill Belichick, they're talking about recruiting allegations, violations, and that he's trying to exercise that buyout option. I'm going to go ahead and hang up and let you speak on it, though.
Well, thank you, Trenton. Appreciate you for calling from St. Louis. Yeah, we had that conversation. I asked Pete Fuatak. He joined us last hour from collegefootballnews.com. There are a lot of rumors and stories going around that Bill Belichick is ready to just jump ship. That Bill Belichick has not been in full communication with his staff. We know about this Hulu series getting canceled. There's reports that he's having conversations with higher-ups about exercising his own buyout to leave. And Bill Belichick may say, screw these kids. I'm out of here. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think Bill Belichick, he might be gone. He may bail. What a disaster this is. The JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. I'll get some more of your calls about diva wide receivers. We'll talk about Belichick and give you an update on the Major League Baseball playoffs. The JR Sport Brief Show, Infinity Sports Network.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
The man who helped shape U.S. monetary policy just released a bombshell book called Our Dollar, Your Problem. In it, former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff warns the U.S. dollar's dominance is under attack, and if it falls, your savings could be the first to go. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away a free copy of Rogoff's book to anyone who schedules a one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll discover why gold is becoming the #1 hedge against a global currency shift, how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold, tax and penalty-free, and how to get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with a qualifying account. Get your free copy today while supplies last. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Call 800-324-9902 or go to AdvantageGold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. I'm coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you to our producer in New York City, Ryan Botcher. We'll be hanging out with you for one more hour. This show gets started every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. You can always tune in on the free Odyssey app, your local Infinity Sports Network affiliate, Sirius XM Channel 375, and a smart speaker. You got one? Ask it to play the Infinity Sports Network. We got a bunch of baseball games. Well, we got a bunch of them today. We have one in action. We're minutes away from another one starting. We have two that have concluded. And as it stands right now, the Toronto Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth. If the Blue Jays win this game, the Yankees season is over. Let's see if the Yankees have the same magic that saved them yesterday. Speaking of saving their season, we had two teams that did so. The Chicago Cubs, they beat the Milwaukee Brewers 4-3. Okay, the Cubs stave off elimination. Milwaukee still leads the series 2-1. Earlier today, the Detroit Tigers, they beat Seattle. They forced a Game 5 on Friday. Detroit wins 9-3 over the Mariners. They're going to go to Seattle on Friday and see who advances to the American League Championship Series. The Yankees are hoping for the same result. And then we're minutes away from Aaron Nola and Yoshinobu Yamamoto going at it as the Los Angeles Dodgers try to sweep the Phillies, whose bats have been just quiet, especially Schwarber and Harper. So we'll keep you up to date on all the baseball as we continue on here with the show. If you want to be a part of the show, you can do that too. 888-710-4ISN is the number. That's 888-710-4ISN. We talked a lot of football and baseball. We even heard from Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is just like, yeah, I'm still a Buck. I may change my mind in a few months. Damn. What type of commitment is that? Hey, Bacha, how would you feel if you were in a relationship and you said, hey, babe, how's this going? You happy here? And they go, yeah, I'm here for now, but I may change my mind in a few months. How'd you feel about that?
I would feel very uncomfortable, one. Two, sometimes, this is different for me personally, but like if the NBA comes around like, hey, I can get you millions of dollars and a chance to win at life, I can maybe see their side, but in a personal standpoint, that's horrible. It's sad.
Yeah, I'm talking about personal. Forget that. Yeah. Think any relationship. Yeah, I like you for now, but I'm a human. I may change my mind. Yeah, thank you, Giannis, helping to encourage the Bucks. I'm sure the Bucks and their fans feel very comfortable about that. But I think everybody's come to the realization that that guy might bail. That's just the reality of it. We also heard about some quarterback news earlier in the day. Joe Flacco is going to get the start for the Cincinnati Bengals. What playbook? Who needs a playbook? Bengals are like, we suck. We just need somebody to do better than Jake Browning. I don't know if Joe Flacco is going to do too much better than him, but yeah, Kevin Stefanski, he spoke earlier today, and he just talked about his own team. He's like, yeah, we don't got Joe Flacco now. And what do I need to see from Shedeur to be QB number 2? And he's keeping coy on that one. Listen to Kevin Stefanski.
Again, I wouldn't say there's one thing you need to see. I just, in my role, I have to do what's best for our players, our team, and I'm very, very invested in our player development, our young players' development, our quarterback development. So any decision I make, I want to just make sure that I'm doing what's right for our players.
Oh, yeah, doing what's right for us. Say Shedeur's name. Come on now, please. Meanwhile, you got Zach Taylor. He's bringing in the old man. And he told everybody, yeah, Joe Flacco, I don't know the guy, but he's going to be our quarterback now. Why not?
You just know him. I mean, I don't know him personally. I've only met him once before he came here, but know his game as well. I mean, it's played against him, I don't know how many times, a lot of times. And so very comfortable with his style, concepts he's been good at, things that fit us that we do. A lot of the terminology, there's a bunch of carryover, more so than I would have anticipated. So I feel like we can get him to speed quickly.
Well, those are two disaster teams in Ohio. You got Cincinnati's like, yeah, let's bring in Joe Flacco. Next time, bring in a guy off the street. And then you got the Cleveland Browns. They're not even comfortable enough to say that Shedeur is number 2. They may throw Bailey Zappi off of the practice squad and proclaim him as QB2, given his history and his track record in the NFL. At least he started some games. And then you got Kyler Murray. Yeah, let's go to the desert. Kyler Murray is dealing with a busted up foot. I mean, he's also probably dealing with a busted up ego the way the Arizona Cardinals are playing, the way they gave that game away to the Tennessee Titans. We learned that he got a busted foot. Okay, the Arizona Cardinals are getting ready to take on the Indianapolis Colts. They may do so without Kyler Murray. Jonathan Gannon, he's over it. The guy was fined $100,000 by his own team yesterday for getting aggressive, slapping DeMarcado in the chest and the pads after he dropped the ball before crossing it over into the end zone on Sunday. Jonathan Gannon, in a mood for nobody, he was asked consistently about this injury and Kyler Murray, and he's just like, if he's healthy, he'll play. If he's healthy, he play. Listen to a miserable person.
When you look at if he can't move as well, but he can still stay in the pocket and throw, how will that affect kind of your decision whether to play?
Yeah, if he's healthy enough to play, he'll play.
Even if he's limited in some regards?
Yeah, if he's healthy enough to play, he'll play.
Hilarious. What a miserable guy. And there are a bunch of losers out there in Arizona. I love Arizona. I'm talking about the Cardinals. The Cardinals are miserable losers. Shout out to my main man, Beacham. He's getting a check, though. Shout outs to Beacham. Anyway, speaking of miserable, somehow the Eagles are 4-1. They got the New York Giants tomorrow, and apparently they're all miserable. Well, A.J. Brown is miserable. He's trying to figure out when he's getting the ball. They got the team sitting together having meetings. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, they all got together to say, what the heck is going on? And Saquon tried to explain it the best. He's like, okay, guys, we had a meeting. It's not the worst thing in the world. Get over it.
Yeah, we had a conversation, but I'm not going to speak too much on it. I feel like that conversation is meant to stay between us, but focus was all about the team, and I think it was a good thing. Yeah, I wouldn't definitely say it wasn't like a players' meeting. When you hear players' meeting, that's like all hell's breaking loose. It wasn't that at all, but also we're teammates, we're all friends. Like, we were just having a conversation, and I personally wish that wasn't out there, to be honest. But people saw us having a conversation and they got out there. But I don't think we need to make too much of that. Our main focus is on the Giants.
If they don't beat the Giants tomorrow, then they should have another meeting. Okay, because then things are really in the dumps. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. Yeah, I can't wait. Thursday night football. We got the Eagles and the Giants. The Eagles better whoop that ass. Here we got Alan calling us from Toronto. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Alan?
Yeah, hi. I get you from the Buffalo station. Toronto is broadcasting the game, and I got my TV turned down so you can't hear a thing. So
great. Well, thank you for being here. What's on your mind, Alan?
Another former Pittsburgh Steeler, Plaxico Burress. Plaxico was an issue for sure. All the on the field and off the field too. The thing that I just snapped, November 23rd, 2008, he started the game against the Arizona Cardinals. And the very first play of the game, he had a 4-yard reception, but it was called back because of a penalty. And he just left the game like that. I just snapped when I saw that, and it was his last game ever. And look at all the things that he did on the field, too, as well. He was fined for throwing a ball into the stands, and he slapped a linesman, too. And look at the things that happened off the field, too. 2008, he accidentally shot himself. How could he go into a nightclub with a loaded pistol, and he accidentally shot himself?
Yeah, welcome to New York.
In New York, yeah. And he
went away for that one.
Yep.
He got locked up for that. I'm surprised you didn't lead with Plaxico shot himself. That's typically what the first thing that pops up.
And he was the hero of the Super Bowl in 2008 when he caught the winning touchdown, the 17-14 for the then undefeated New England Patriots. And that's what he's most remembered for. But
yeah. Well, I think he's mostly remembered now. But he shot himself, and then he helped them win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think that's 1 and 2. No. Yeah, we don't hear about Plaxico too much. Maybe he's sitting around doing a podcast somewhere, but he's someone who's kind of faded away just a little bit, probably for the better. Hey, Alan, thank you for calling from Toronto. Appreciate you.
He's not as bad as Antonio Brown, but he's bad enough, though. He runs him a very close race anyway.
I don't know about that. I think Antonio Brown is in his own race, in his own world, in his own lane. He might be on another planet right now, so we'll see. Hey, thank you, Alan.
Yeah, great show as always. I'm a loyal listener. Thanks a lot.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you, Alan, for calling from Toronto. 888-710-4ISN. Let's go to Dallas, Texas, and talk to Froggy. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show.
What's up, man? I just wanted to call in and thank you. You're doing the Lord's work. You're talking ball during the nighttime when all the real freaks come out to play. And I'm just fired up. I'm ready to headbutt an old woman in the mouth and just get this thing going. My 49ers are 4-1, and we have 25 injuries, the most in the NFL. And I wanted to touch on the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. You guys are winning, and you guys are still crying like babies. You guys got to get it together. That's not what Super Bowl teams do. Jalen Hurts thinks he's Michael Jordan with his weird clothes and his Pillsbury Doughboy hat. And I think A.J. Brown needs to give Kyle Shanahan a call and make his way out to the Bay Area.
Is anybody crying on the Eagles besides A.J. Brown? Like, I don't hear anybody else whining or complaining. It seems to just be an A.J. Brown thing.
Well, that means he's not happy there, and there's some weird stuff going on with egos like Jalen Hurts thinking that he's like, the next, I don't know. That guy's weird. He's dead inside. You can see it in his press conferences. He looks up a quote, and then he'll, spit out quotes during the pressers, and there's something up with that guy. I don't think he's real. I think he's like some sort of alien or robot or something.
Okay.
So we got to look into that.
Well, he might be. Well, I to me, he comes across as a winner. He doesn't give you anything. I agree with that, Froggy. But I like a quarterback that just wins. I get it. He's not throwing the football. He doesn't say much or anything. But he's won, and he's not. I just gave you a top 6 list of a bunch of diva wide receivers. And you don't like Jalen because he doesn't speak at the press conferences?
No, there's rumors. He played football for high school ball out here in Texas, and there's rumors that he's a lot to deal with, and he could be a bit of a pain in the butt. And I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes there in Philly that is not really public yet. But he's there's some whispers going on about how he's a lot to deal with. That's all I got to say.
Well, thank you, Froggy, for calling from Dallas. Appreciate you. I mean, we have certainly heard, over the years about him and Nick Sirianni not necessarily getting along. We've heard about him and A.J. Brown having to come to Jesus at different particular points in time. But I think from a public perspective, from Alabama moving on, having Tua take his spot to the NFL, how he handled that when he lost the initial Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs. I've always looked at how he's handled himself and gone, man, for all the whining, crying, pain in the ass guys we have out here, yeah, if he's acting, good for him. I mean, maybe one day something will come out a little bit more inflammatory. But as it stands right now, I mean, there's other guys who, give a little bit more vocally. And we got a guy like Russell Wilson. You want to talk about a phony. He's a complete phony. Everything is manufactured. And I think when it comes down to Jalen Hurts, he's shooting straight. We'll find out. If there's something, we will certainly hear about it without a shadow of a doubt. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. Somebody who's not a phony, we heard from him as well today. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis was asked about the rumors that came out yesterday, or the story, insinuating that the only team that he would want to go to if he were traded was the New York Knicks. Giannis spoke today, and I don't know how comfortable I'd be with this. We just heard from Botcher. Giannis is just like, yeah, I'm here for now. I'm committed to the Bucks for now, but I'm a human. I might change my mind.
First of all, I haven't read that story. When the season started, I tried to get off social media, try to focus on my craft and the team. But yeah, I've said this many times. Like, I want to be in a situation that I can win, and now I'm here. I believe in this team. I believe in my teammates. I'm here to lead this team to wherever we can go. And it's definitely gonna be hard. We're gonna take it day by day, but I'm here. So all the other extra stuff does not matter. I think I've communicated with my teammates, communicate with the people that I respect and love, that the moment that I step in on this court or in this facility and wear this jersey, the rest does not matter. I'm locked into whatever I have in front of me. Now, if in 6-7 months I change my mind, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want, but I'm locked in. I'm locked into this team. I'm locked into these guys, to this group, and to my coaching staff, and to myself.
Yeah, don't tell that to your wife. Don't tell that to your husband. If they ever ask you, "Hey, you committed?" Yeah, for now, but I'm human. I might change my mind. Don't say that. Okay, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But that's some JR wisdom. Stay the hell away from that. Okay. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. We are going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to give you an update on what the heck is going on between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. We got the Dodgers and Phillies underway as well. We're going to come back and, Giannis is committed to the Bucks for now. And we're going to hear about Allen Iverson. He's committed to making a life change. Of course, at the end of the show, we'll talk about a few things that took place this day in sports history. We got a lot more to get into before we roll out. It's the JR Sport Re-Show, coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Free trial is 7 days. If customer does not cancel prior to the end of a trial period, fees will apply.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/try. QUO.com/try.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Sometimes the world can seem strange and unfamiliar. You haven't quite found your place or your people. All it takes is one person, a family, who chooses you to help it all make sense. You don't have to be an official superhero to do something life-saving and adopt a shelter pet. Just like Superman, you can use your power for good and inspire kindness, positivity, and a legacy of hope. Best Friends Animal Society is working to ensure that every dog and cat in the country has a safe place to call home. Join us. Visit bestfriends.org to adopt an out-of-this-world pet near you. Together, we will save them all.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
Hey, JR, I love your show, man. I tell you, brother, you have grown on me like Stephen A. and Jim Rome. Didn't agree at the beginning, but really loved your game and love. I listen to you every night.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. I need you to thank O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Yankees are looking for some parts to win. As it stands right now in the Bronx, New York, the Yankees a little bit further into a hole. They're currently losing to the Toronto Blue Jays 4-1. Yankees don't turn this around. Their season is going to come to a close. They're in the 7th inning. There's 2 outs. And 2 guys on base. Things could get ugly real fast here for the New York Yankees. They're running out of frames to keep their season going. Meanwhile, right now, in Los Angeles, we're in the bottom of the first. The Phillies and Dodgers, no score. There is 1 out. The Dodgers already threatening with a guy on third. We'll keep you up to date on both as the show continues, as the evening continues. 888-710-4ISN is the number. That's 888-710-4ISN. I want to get to your phone calls. Of course, we'll talk about a few things that took place this day in sports history. And then I want to tell you about a big change that Allen Iverson has made in his life. Let's go to Jonathan, caller from Jacksonville, Florida. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, JR. First-time caller, long-time listener. Love the show, by the way.
Thank you. What's up?
I just wanted to touch real quickly on the Monday night game. The Jaguars definitely showed up, and even when we got punched in the mouth going down 14 to the Chiefs, they came back and they fought with resiliency because with Liam Cohen, he's probably he is the best coach right now as far as new head coaches, because all the new head coaches either have 2 wins or less. And so, I mean, he's come in, he's made an impact on this team, and Trevor Lawrence has that dog in him now. He's shown that he can.
Okay.
Yeah, he has that dog in him now to where he is a top 10 NFL QB right now. Possibly could be top 5, but he is definitely in the top 10 because. Who can you say who's better? Would you pick Kyler Murray?
Hold on, Jonathan. What do you don't got to call and get super hyped up about the Jacksonville Jaguars? Okay, I'm not.
I mean, the national media, like.
Well, hold on, Jonathan. Jonathan, you're not talking to the national media. You're talking to me. Okay.
Okay.
That has whatever anybody else says has zero bearing on anything that has to do with me. Okay.
Okay.
Look,
fair.
To have a conversation about whether or not this guy is top 10. Yeah, he's top 10. Top 10, 10 to 15, whatever the hell you want to call him. I mean, for where is taken, okay? He was selected number 1 overall. And people have expectations for Trevor Lawrence to be in an MVP conversation. You take a guy number 1, you expect him to be one of the best. Now, I know he's dealt with a lot of crap playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization. And so I will give him some slack on that one. But even as it stands today, I don't think he's elevated himself into a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. The last time I looked, I think he had, six touchdowns passing. He has a couple running. He has 5 interceptions. Do more, okay? And as the season continues on, I think it's a little too early to just go he's top 5, top 10, whatever. If I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan like you, I'm not going to give a damn what I say, whoever the hell else you listen to in the national media says. I want to know, are they going to sustain this, not just through this season, but into next? Like, who cares if somebody says he's top 5, 10, or 15? Who cares? Are they going to win games? Are they going to the playoffs? Are they blowing a big lead? Or are they going to continue to build? That's all I'd care about.
Yeah, I understand that, and I see that point of view for sure. But, like, you got to put some more respect on the guy's name. I mean, he's definitely elevated his play. And when you see a good support system is around him, he could definitely excel and be one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, regardless of what Colin Cowherd said or he played better than the Jaguars. They did not. The Jaguars did outplay them.
Jonathan, who cares? Who cares? Like you're complaining about Colin Cowherd. I mean, his job is to be an agitator. Who cares what he says? That guy sat around and said some of the most ridiculous. I couldn't even tell you because I don't listen to the guy. Okay, but he says wild things to get a rise out of people, and don't let him get a rise out of you. If you like the Jacksonville Jaguars, watch them, root for him. Who cares if he's top 10, top 5, dead or alive? Who cares? If he wins games, he wins games. He was selected number 1 overall. And if he does have a good system around him, let's see if he can elevate his game. Forget top 10. Let's see if he can take this team to an AFC championship. Let's see if he can go further than what Bortles did a bunch of years ago when nobody expected it. Jonathan, enjoy the ride, and who cares what other people say, okay?
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate it, JR. Have a good one now.
You as well. Thank you, Jonathan, for calling from Jacksonville. Yeah, sometimes I think fans worry about the wrong thing. Like, who cares? Like, they're winning. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. Who cares what Trevor Lawrence says or what somebody says? Are they going to keep winning? I mean, they're 4-1. Would anybody be surprised if we wake up and, I don't know, at the end of the season and they only got like 5 more wins and they go to the playoffs and lose? I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. Right now, they're leading the world in turnovers. Great. Hopefully they figure out a way to utilize Travis Hunter in a more complete way throughout the course of the season. Great. That's to be expected. And it's just, hey, does Trevor Lawrence have a consistent system where he can turn into an MVP caliber guy? Period. Until then, what does it matter? All right, we know who the top quarterbacks are. One of them is hurt Lamar Jackson. You got another guy over here in Buffalo. He just won MVP in Josh Allen. And then you got another guy in Patrick Mahomes. It's those 3 and everybody else. Who cares? All right, people are saying Baker Mayfield this, MVP that. Good for him if he gets in there and cracks it. God bless him. Okay, this is another guy that people looked at and said, oh, my God, for where he was selected, are you winning an MVP? I know he had a rough go-round with the Cleveland Browns. They made a ridiculous mistake. But anytime you take a guy, number 1 overall, you're expecting them to help go out there and be a game changer. They're supposed to help save jobs. And so for a Trevor Lawrence or a Baker Mayfield, yeah, let them keep whooping ass. But let them win something first. 888-710-4ISN. Mark is calling from California. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Mark?
Well, JR, what's going on? Looks like this Yankee season is about to come to an end, man. Am I optimistic? No. Is there another error that cost the Yankees a game? Yes. I mean, I'm just getting so sick and tired of watching this, man. And, like, you want to know who the Yankees could really use right now? That Juan Soto fella, right? Because they seem they can't get big hits. This game was not on Cam Schlittler. He pitched incredible. Incredible his first 2 playoff starts. It's really, really good. But just, again, timely hitting. Once they brought Devin in, I looked at my wife. I said, game over. She's like, it's 2-1. So just watch. That pitch right on the money, that's a pitch that teams have been hitting them all year long. Boone just makes the most boneheaded decisions, man. And I said it with Boone. I said it with Tom Thibodeau of the Knicks. You will never win a title with that guy. And it's true. The Knicks just got rid of Tibbs. I'm excited for Mike Brown. I cannot wait for the day that Aaron Boone gets fired. It's going to be like my wedding day.
Your wedding
It's
day?
going to be like my wedding day, man. I'm going to be so freaking excited once he's fired, dude.
Would you tell that to your wife?
Listen, she's in the shower right now, man. We're about to go out to dinner, but I'm going to tell her, man, because, I mean, she was freaking out. She's like, it's 2-1. It's 2-1, babe. Like, why are you freaking out?
Okay.
You haven't watched it.
Wait, so
I've
the
been watching
Yankees
them all year, man.
You feel that the Yankees will be eliminated tonight, and after they're eliminated, you're going to go to dinner?
Well, you know
You're
what?
gonna drink?
You've been, man, you know what? Maybe, probably not. I mean, I don't really drink like that, but
Good.
And guess what? Even if they do get eliminated, they probably still wouldn't fire Boone. They probably wouldn't. Chalk it up to bad pitching. Garrett Cole didn't pitch this year. Chalk it up to Garrett Cole. Our bullpen was decimated. It's excuses, man.
I think we all expect Aaron Boone to have a job, next year with the Yankees. But listen, I'm glad that you don't drink, not like that. Don't let the Yankees put you into the bottle, okay, Mark? There's still hope. The game is not over yet, okay?
Guess what, JR? I got the Giants tomorrow versus the Eagles.
All right, you may need a drink. Hey, Mark, take it easy, okay?
Thanks so much.
All right, shout-outs to Mark calling from California. A poor guy, he's going to be hitting a bottle. Speaking of hitting a bottle, shout-outs to Allen Iverson. No longer hitting a bottle. I think if you lived anywhere in South Jersey and Philadelphia, you know that Allen Iverson used to ball hard, not just on a basketball court. This guy was heading out to Atlantic City. He had no problem drinking and then going out there and busting ass. Allen Iverson ain't no kid no more. Allen Iverson now is 50 years old. He just shared with CBS. He has a new memoir coming out. Allen Iverson says, I stopped drinking. Listen to this. He told us to CBS.
One of my best decisions that I ever made in my life was to stop drinking.
What was that?
6 months now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Better than I did when I was doing it. When you get drunk, you're not how you usually are. The more and more I see it on other people, the more and more it makes me happy about the decision. And the more and more I see how the people around me appreciate it, I love it.
That's good. Shout outs to Allen Iverson. It's not easy. It's not easy stopping a drink. It's not easy to stop any vice. Everything is good in moderation. And some people, they can't handle it. And so I don't care how old he is, 50 years old. Good on Allen Iverson for turning things around. It's good to hear that he's still in good shape, in good spirits. Looks good. And shout outs to AI. It's the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. We got a lot of baseball that went on today. We got baseball going on now. We got Mark in California. He feels that the Yankees have already lost. Their season is over. Not quite. To get an update on the Yankees and everything going on in the world of sports, it is time for a news flash. Here he is. It's Marco Belletti.
Infinity Sports Network. Sports Flash.
No, JR, not quite for the Yankees, but they're going to have to work quickly. The Blue Jays with a 4-1 advantage, bottom of the 7th inning, but the Yankees do have a runner at first with nobody out. Nathan Lucas with a big 2-run single in the top half of this inning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. continues this ridiculous series. He had an RBI single back in the first inning. Blue Jays are just a few innings away, as there's now one out here in the 7th, just a few innings away of going to their first ALCS in a long time. Meanwhile, the other game that's just getting started, that's the Phillies and the Dodgers. Philadelphia trying to stay alive. They're scoreless there in the second inning. Dodgers, of course, with a 2-0 series advantage. Cubs, they're trying to keep their season alive as well.
There's the pitch. Line drive, base hit into right field. It's going to drive in 1. It's going to drive in 2. Cubs lead 3-1. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers. Advancing to third is Ian Happ. Horner and Tucker both scored. Cubs lead 3-1.
Pete Crow Armstrong with a big blow, a 2-run single during a 4-run first. Michael Busch went deep as well, able to withstand the Brewers 4-3. Call courtesy of the Cubs radio network. Jamison Tyone, 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, then 5 pitchers combined for 5 scoreless. Brewers still lead the series, though, 2-1. Javier Baez went deep, drove in 4. Riley Green, your go-ahead solo shot. Tigers overpowered the Mariners 9-3. Rallied from 3-0 down. Gleyber Torres homered as well. Tigers forcing a Game 5. Bengals wasted no time. They're turning to newly acquired Joe Flacco for Sunday against the Packers. He's going to get the start. WNBA Finals, they're in the third quarter. The Aces a 72-56 lead on the Mercury, looking to take a 3-0 series advantage. Hockey, got the Maple Leafs in front of the Canadiens, 3-2. They're in the third. Bruins a 1-0 advantage on the Capitals, also in the third. I'm Marco Belletti.
This is the Infinity Sports Network. Check out our new and improved website at infinitysportsnet.com. That's infinitysportsnet.com.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. Customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Sometimes the world can seem strange and unfamiliar. You haven't quite found your place or your people. All it takes is one person, a family, who chooses you to help it all make sense. You don't have to be an official superhero to do something life-saving and adopt a shelter pet. Just like Superman, you can use your power for good and inspire kindness, positivity, and a legacy of hope. Best Friends Animal Society is working to ensure that every dog and cat in the country has a safe place to call home. Join us. Visit bestfriends.org to adopt an out-of-this-world pet near you. Together, we will save them all.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
JR, you're the best, man. I bet if we could sit down and have a drink, or not even have a drink, just a Coca-Cola, whatever, and we could probably discuss the world and we'd agree.
Here's JR.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. Shout outs again to Allen Iverson. He hasn't had a drink in 6 months. Good. Keep it that way. Anyway. You just heard from Marco Belletti. Blue Jays beating up on the Yankees 4-1. It's the 7th inning. We're in the 2nd inning in Los Angeles. The Phillies and Dodgers are at 0. Los Angeles trying to eliminate Philadelphia and move on to the National League Championship Series. It is the end of the show. We've discussed a lot. You know what happens at the end of the show? Hey, Boncha, what happens at the end of the show?
A few things.
That what?
Take place
in sports history. There you go.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
It's time for This Day in Sports History.
You see, back in those days,
we had radio and you couldn't see anything and it was primitive and lousy and we liked it.
On the JR Sport Brief Show.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
October 8th. 2025. That's today. October 8th, 1956. Don Larson for the New York Yankees. He pitches the only perfect game in World Series history. The Yankees beat the Dodgers 2-0. The Dodgers still in Brooklyn at that time. This took place in game number 5. Listen to Vince Scully with the call. Yeah, man. And the Yankees ended up winning that series in 7 games. Of course, they won 4-3. Tonight, they just try to stay alive against Toronto. October 8th, 2006. How about this? He was on the top 6 for being one of the biggest divas, wide receivers. Randy Moss, a 22-yard touchdown catch, 51 seconds before halftime. And Randy Moss, his 100th touchdown it was. He becomes the 7th receiver in NFL history with 100 touchdown catches. This was in 2006. Listen to the catch from Randy Moss.
3rd and goal, 5-yard line. Curry comes in motion, left, Moss right. Walter throws for Moss, goes up, pulls it down. Touchdown! Raiders!
Yeah, Randy Moss, still a diva. Nice guy now, though. Nice guy. October 8th, 2015. Tampa Bay's, the Lightnings, Jason Garrison. He scores his second goal of the game. There's 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the extra period. And the Lightning beat the Flyers in the first 3-on-3 overtime game in NHL history. Yeah, first time for everything. This was back in 2015. That's a while ago. Listen to Jason Garrison get it done.
Medvedev battling to get that puck, didn't come up with it, and now it's Garrison. Garrison with the game on his stick. Score! I like the 3-on-3. I don't like the result for the Flyers, but Garrison gets his second goal of the game, and the Lightning win it 3-2.
And speaking of scoring, October 8th, a couple of years later, 2018, Drew Brees, he threw a 62-yard touchdown pass to Traquan Smith. He was a rookie at the time. And Drew Brees, he became the all-time leader in yards passing. Okay, take a listen to Drew Brees talk about the moment.
I tried to rehearse the scenario in my mind this week just so I could, just so I could really focus on the game. To then have the moment with Sean and Mr. Baker from the Hall of Fame and then my boys and my wife Brittany and my daughter Rylan, it was incredible.
Yeah, and then Tom Brady passed him 3 years later. And sorry, Drew Brees. October 8th, 2018. Oh, this is not good. There's a lot of things. This was not good for the Yankees, okay? 2018, Brock Holt. He became the first Major League Baseball player to hit for the cycle in a postseason game. He did it against the New York Yankees. The Red Sox smacked them 16-1. Yankee fans are hoping that's not the case tonight. Listen to this cycle, courtesy of Red Sox Radio.
And he swings and rips one deep to right down the line toward the corner, hooking, and it's a home run. A 2-run homer for the Brock Star. And he has hit for the cycle for the second time in his career. A single in the fourth, a triple in the fifth, a double in the eighth, and now a first pitch home run in the ninth, and the Red Sox lead at 16-1.
Yeah, the Red Sox ultimately beat the Yankees in that series 3-1, 3-1. Right now in the Bronx, New York, yeah, that Yankees bullpen is stinking to join up. Yeah, Yankees might be eliminated here 3-1. The Yankees now trail the Blue Jays 5-1. Yeah, Yankees gonna need some of that old school magic. Where's Derek Jeter when you need him? I don't know. Where's Tino Martinez and Scott Brocious? Aaron Boone is there. Why doesn't he help?
I don't know. If you try to swing a bat, he might pull something.
Yeah, they pull his ass onto the train and out of town. Where's A-Rod? Is he in the studio somewhere?
Yeah, him and Jeter. They're talking it over.
Oh, damn. Anyway, today might not be a good day for the Yankees. And there you have it, folks. A few things that took place this day in sports history. How about something that just took place? Bacha, what the hell happened? We got all these rumors about Bill Belichick. He might leave. He might quit. He might buy out. We got a statement from both Belichick and UNC. What happened?
Yeah, so they just put out a very short statement each to their social medias where Bill Belichick, quote, "I'm fully committed to UNC football and the program we're building here," end quote.
That's from Bill Belichick. He put that on his own social media?
No, it was on the UNC. They did like a collab post. So the top part is Bill Belichick. The bottom part is the director of athletics, Bubba Cunningham. And it's not much longer.
Okay, so we heard what Belichick said. He's committed to the school. Now, what did Cunningham say?
Quote, "Coach Belichick has the full support of the Department of Athletics and University," end quote.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got all these rumors today about how Belichick is trying to bail and he's buying out. And we got TV reports and rumors about how he's having buyout discussions. And so they're putting the flames out. This leads me to believe that, yeah, he ain't going to get fired this week. He's not leaving at this point in time. But ultimately, Bill Belichick, when the season is over, there's a good chance that Bill Belichick, he going to be gone. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. I think we got time for one more before we got to roll out. Let's talk to Mike in Birmingham. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Mike?
Man, where you been, man? I ain't talked to you since last year. You doing all right?
Yeah, that's kind of an odd question to ask me where I'm at. I'm in the same damn spot every day.
Yeah, you.
How are you? Where have you been?
You still in ATL or what?
Yeah, but what does it have to do with me being on the air and communicating with me? Have you been drinking? Are you doing that? You doing the opposite?
I'm just checking. I'm just checking on you, man. That's all, man. I'm a big JR fan, man. I'm just checking on you, man.
All right,
you
okay? It's just you just asked me where I've been. I've been here. Where have you been?
Yeah. What happened was that you swapped like the radio station that you were on here in Birmingham.
Okay.
And then I was like trying to find you, and you moved over to like 105.9 or something like that. But hope all is good, man. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. You can always. I say this at the top of every show. I tell everybody where they can find me. You can find me on the Odyssey app, your local affiliate. That's the part that can change. I don't know where you live. Sirius XM channel 375.
I told you where I live, man. I told you where I live. You know where I live. I live in Birmingham. I talked to you several times, man.
Okay, but I'm not specifically referring to you. There's a lot of affiliates all over the country. I don't know where everybody lives. I can't tell everybody the station, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, don't be so defensive. So I just wanted to ask you a question. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think? What do you think about the hot seats in the SEC?
Well, Billy, we could have got that a long time ago. Let's see if Billy Napier can keep his job. He might be the one guy that I think is going to get fired. We'll see.
Yeah. What do you think about Sark?
So why you want to fire him? Because the line sucks? Like, why you want to get rid of him?
I don't want. I'm just asking you. What's your opinion?
No, why would you fire him? You bringing in a guy and Manning, you're trying to develop him, you gonna bump the coach? No, Mike, I don't think Mike, so it's the end of the show. We gotta roll, okay?
All right, man.
Well, thank you, Mike. Sorry about that. I told him it's the end. I told him he didn't listen. He's asked me where I've been and how I've been. I've been here where you been. Anyway, you missed a minute of the show. Hit rewind on the free Odyssey app. Let's see who stays, goes, gets eliminated in the Major League Baseball postseason. Thank you to Pete Fiatek for joining us. You can find me everywhere at JR Sport Brief. Don't move. Bart Winkler coming up next here on the Infinity Sports Network. Thank you, Botcha.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates of available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
The man who helped shape U.S. monetary policy just released a bombshell book called Our Dollar, Your Problem. In it, former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff warns the U.S. dollar's dominance is under attack, and if it falls, your savings could be the first to go. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away a free copy of Rogoff's book to anyone who schedules a one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll discover why gold is becoming the #1 hedge against a global currency shift, how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold, tax and penalty free, and how to get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver with a qualifying account. Get your free copy today while supplies last. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Call 800-324-9902 or go to AdvantageGold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You're listening to The Bart Winkler Show.
We love you, Bart. I appreciate listening to you. You're doing an amazing job.
You and Carlos K, best in the business, man. You're my national go-to guy. I really enjoy your guys' show.
You got a man of respect.
I love you. I love Carlos with the K.
I listen to you guys. I love everything you guys got going on, man.
I love this show. I enjoy your show very much.
Every night.
I want to get everything on radio.
Thanks for making me laugh.
Keep being you, Bart. Oh, God.
Live from coast to coast.
Outside of Jerry Jones, I'm probably the most accessible NFL owner to the media that there is.
Are you serious? Yeah.
This guy has a piece of the frozen tundra in his freezer.
He is the whitest man I know.
What the hell did you just say to me?
Bart Winkler.
I like him.
Carlos with a K.
Carlos is the flower.
Sure is. On the Infinity Sports Network.
Odyssey.
Good evening, everybody.
Winkler, Carlos Ortiz alongside. And it's great to be with you on this Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's weird that it's Wednesday. There's just a lot going on that it's weird to know what day of the week it is. And when there's a lot of baseball happening, there's a Monday night game, but you feel like that was Thursday. And then tonight I just feel like every day's Thursday. I was getting ready for an NFL game tonight, and there's not. There is football on tonight. There's a lot of football on now for the next 49 days. Starting today, for the next 49 days, there will be either a college football game or an NFL game played. Now, on some Tuesdays and Wednesdays, this isn't Alabama, Georgia here, but there's still football on. So if that's your persuasion, and I think for a lot of people it is, yeah, you got football. You got a bunch of football here for the next 49 days. The two games tonight, if you want to run to your TV sets, Missouri State, and they're both Conference USA matchups. Missouri State has a 19-13 lead over Middle Tennessee. And on CBS Sports Network, Liberty is up 16-0 on UTEP. So some CUSA action. The combined records of these four teams, nobody's better than 2-3. The combined record of these four teams is 5-15. But there is football on right now. Again, if that is what you're interested in, looking at some of the highlights, even the people at the game, there's not a lot of people at these games. I mean, it's a Wednesday night. They do it to try to get a little more exposure rather than being lost in the sauce on a Saturday on ESPN Plus. Okay, you get a primetime game on a cable network. Now, granted, everybody else is probably watching baseball or the WNBA finals, but hey, if football's your thing, you got some football tonight and for the next 49 days. Neither of those games will be talked about again the rest of the night. We will not even give you the final score. I could include Marco Belletti on the updates in that. I'm not even sure he's aware the games are going on. In fact, Marco Belletti is a few outs away from having a very bad night. The Yankees facing elimination here after being down 6-1 in Game 3. They came back and won it. It's now 5-1, and we're still in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sorry about that. There's 4 outs to play with for the Yankees before their season comes to an end, and Toronto moves on to the ALCS. The other games in action tonight or today, Detroit, they were down 3-0 in Detroit. And they said, you know what would be a good thing to do is if we rallied. And so they scored 9 unanswered. Go get 'em, Tiger! Yeah, they put up 3 in the 5th. Javi Baez had his first postseason home run in 8 years in the 6th for a 4-run inning. Tacked on another in the next 2, and they won 9-3. So game 5 in that series is Friday afternoon if the Yankees win. Friday night if the Yankees lose. The TV network's overlord, and you can't really plan until you know, because this is all, at the end of the day, just a big TV product. The Phillies have tied it up, and then some. Oh, I didn't see this. The Phillies have a 3-1 lead. Oh, man. I got the Yankees game on. I didn't see that. Did you see that? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I have 2 TVs.
Yeah, I have 1. And it's a computer. And I could have 2, but then I can see my notes. I could throw it up on my phone, but whatever. Also, I didn't expect the Phillies to come roaring back here. I saw the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead, and I thought, okay, we are rooting for the Dodgers. God. I'm not even going to put any energy in rooting for the Dodgers, Carlos. I'm not even going to do it.
Of course, the one time that we're actually rooting for the Dodgers, they decide no.
We're rooting for the Dodgers because of the other series that we have yet to mention. Go, Cubs, go! Can that be the only time? Go, Cubs, go! Now you're good? I was going to text you specifically, none of that, please. Go, Cubs, go! All right, the theory of 3, we're good. We're good? Are we good?
Yeah, I needed 3.
Okay. It's the ring the bell theory. When you hear a bell, it goes ding, ding, and then you wait for the third ding. Like people talking. Yeah, and okay. You got another?
Nope. I just want people to be unsettled now.
I'm unsettled. I've been unsettled for a few hours, if you must know. So what we want is there's going to be a game 4 at minimum in the series between the Brewers and the Cubs. And I think that we can talk about it now. We're going to talk about it a lot tomorrow. We talked about it a lot the other night. I don't want to just make this a Brewers and Cubs show, even though it's going to be tomorrow.
Yep.
And so but we do have to talk about it at some point. So let's talk about it and get it out of the way, and then we can go back to regularly scheduled, Shedeur Sanders, Bill Belichick programming, okay, which is on the docket here tonight. Don't you worry about that. If the Dodgers, why we're rooting for the Dodgers is if they win, the series is over. And this is no slight to the Phillies, who we have been ragging on all season because their fans thought it was over when they got swept by the Mets in April. But if the Dodgers win, there's one game tomorrow. No ALCS no matter what, or ALDS no matter what tomorrow. Games would be on Friday. They have their off day, travel. For the NLDS, it's going to be, if the Dodgers lose, a game at 6 o'clock Eastern and a game at 9 o'clock Eastern. Now, even though the Dodgers are on the West Coast, they would be getting the early game. If there's just one game, which is still in play because the Dodgers are up 2-0, then you're looking at 7 o'clock Eastern. And why this matters is we come on the air at 10 o'clock Eastern. So if the Dodgers win, the game starts 3 hours before we're on the air.
There's their bell.
What would probably happen is the game would still be going on when this show starts. And I'm comfortable having a segment or two of us watching along, getting our reaction. It's not going to be the whole night. It's not going to steamroll the whole show. Some people might, in a sick, twisted way, enjoy that. But it will at least be temporary and brief. If the Dodgers lose, then the game is going to start 52 minutes before we come on, just like it did on Monday. Now, on Monday night, there were home runs exchanged before we got on the air, and then the Brewers, in that first hour of the show, got some more runs, and the result was kind of, and it wasn't an elimination game for either team. Thursday night is still an elimination game for the Cubs. So I've at least dodged the bullet of seeing the Brewers get eliminated while I'm on the air 2 years in a row. At least in this series, I'm not saying anything in absolutes. I had a buddy call me today, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like that the games would be on Monday night when they advance." I go, "My God, I don't care if the Brewers go up 10-0 in the first inning on Wednesday. We're not talking about this until it's over. I'm not talking about this. I did not want this series between the Brewers and the Cubs because I knew there'd be some fresh hell that would be unleashed upon us. And a 5-game series is not enough. And so I'm hoping without hope as a Brewers fan that they end this thing and we don't blow a 2-0 lead and then lose in 5. But then if you're a Cubs fan, you're like, okay, don't give me false hope. You're like, I mean, obviously you want to keep winning. You want the series to go on. I also don't like the pettiness that it's not about the baseball. It's not about the baseball. These two fan bases, I can't stress this enough. These two fan bases are obnoxious. It's obnoxious. And I'll just be honest with you why it's obnoxious is because Chicago looks at Milwaukee like they're the little brother, but then they act like the little brother. That's the problem. The Cubs look at Milwaukee as if you're garbage town. Why does anybody live there? We come up, invade the stadium. There's an article in the Chicago Tribune today about how, I know what it is. Milwaukee has big city envy of Chicago.
True.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't have big city envy. Well, we have world-class restaurants, and we have a great lake and a great river. You have better restaurants than Milwaukee.
True.
We've got, a Great Lake, too. There's a lot. I mean, when Illinois people have a week off, they come to Wisconsin. They come to Lake Geneva. They come to Door County. Most people that travel from Chicago to Milwaukee are like, wow, this is like a smaller, more intimate version of Chicago. Like the vibe is the same. And then when people from Milwaukee go to Chicago, they're like, wow, this city is like a bigger, more expansive version of Milwaukee. And both people like that the cities are a train ride away. So it's the two cities here are like friends. But then you throw sports into the mix, and it's just the dumbest. Like, there was some guy that tweeted, Jacob Mizorowski celebrated the other day, and he said, congratulations on the Brewers for winning the World Series. Oh, wait, I forgot. It was just game 2.
Jacob Mizorowski.
And I can't let that go. So then I, tonight, said, congrats on winning the Fall Classic, and put up a picture of Pete Crow Armstrong, who, if I got to hear the phrase, he wears his emotions on his sleeve one more time. Like everybody else that's ever had emotions is bad. Pete Crow Armstrong he gets a pass for anything.
He's passionate, man. What do you want? He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Anybody else in this league throws their helmet. It's a referendum the next day on that guy's character. Pete Crow Armstrong does it. Oh, well, Justin Turner's like another coach on this team. Pete Crow Armstrong, a first inning, was that a double? That's the hit that's completely changed the series. Ron Darling being in the booth, by the way, is a problem. You shouldn't be in the booth and call them the Cubbies. You call them the Cubs if you're in the booth. That's another complaint. I'll just file that away in the complaint drawer. So obviously, my baseball team lost today, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy. I'm not like the Cubs. Like they got out early. They've been getting out early. This series, by the way, we've seen nothing like it ever. The Cubs and Brewers. It's the first series in postseason history in which both teams scored in the first inning in each of the first 3 games. There's been fireworks early. We've never seen that before. This is a unique series. We've never seen that before. Now, I don't know why, after all this talk about how